Shout out to everybody. We back. It's been a day, man. Shout out to everybody. I don't know, y'all did y'all see the town hall meeting with Kamala Harris? First of all, I do want to say shout out to everybody that's been supporting the channel. Y'all have been, man, y'all been going crazy. You know what I mean? Shout out to y'all. A lot of new subscribers. Thanks to everybody that's been subscribing to the channel. We try to do on this channel, like, talk about and kind of review things that they're trying to not show in the media. We ended up seeing the sheriff in Florida, you know, who went ahead and they busted a lot of people in that sting down in Florida. And I think it was like the Disney sting, right? And then he was basically saying, the sheriff, that there's no border security, you know? So I thought that was very, very interesting for a sheriff to say that. I looked on a lot of different, like, major media, liberal media, and almost none of them talked about it at all. And I think the reason why they don't want to talk about that, and the video that I did, like, it got limited monetization. Like, it did. Like, so I think the reason is because they feel like that could be really political, especially with the border crisis that's going on. For a sheriff to come out and put everybody on blast, you know, and then reveal to the public that the people that they ended up, like, arresting were getting government funds. That's literally insane. Saying that they're getting papers to be able to fly and, you know, go where they need to go, and just revealing anything and everything. He did not care. This dude is tired. His name is Sheriff Judd. I can't remember his first name, but he is tired of people coming here illegally and committing crime. You know, he even put a lot of those guys who were arrested on blast, like revealing, like, yo, this person right here has got a fiance, this person's married, this person, like, he went crazy. So we reacted to a lot of that, you know what I mean? So shout out to y'all. So I do want to play this first. Devore Darkin, shout out to him. Subscribe to his channel if you can. He's got like 381,000 subscribers. Well deserved. Guy's got a lot of good commentary. Let's listen to his perspective, and then we're gonna end up watching all this.
Former Donald Trump said Donald Trump really Donald Trump is Donald Trump wants. Thank you.
It's funny how he edited that, because that's basically what it is. Like, her whole, I think, and I'm gonna be real, right? Because people can poke fun of Kamala Harris. I don't think she's presidential. Like, I don't want to be one of these people out here like, oh, she's a dunce, she's this and that. Like, I don't want to do that, right? It's just like, she has some wits about her, or smarts to be able to finish school and become a lawyer and pass the bar. I think she failed the first time, but if I'm not mistaken, that's what Judge Joe Brown said. But she ended up, like, eventually passing the bar, and she got to where she is in life. So I mean, we got to keep it real on that. But in terms of just being presidential, I don't think she's appropriate. Like, I would not want, like, people don't like Donald Trump because he's outspoken. You know, they got TDS from watching all the liberal media. They don't like Trump because of that, right? But I want a president that is outspoken. Like, aren't y'all tired of, like, super politically correct presidents that don't tell you what's going on? Like, I'm tired of that. I felt like when Donald Trump was in office, for one, Vladimir Putin was in check. Iran was in check. There was no wars. Food costs was cheaper. I don't care what nobody said. Like, you can't tell me, like, things were, like, more expensive under Trump. It wasn't. You know what I mean? A lot of people's investments, people felt like they did better. So, I mean, I don't know. I mean, he kind of walked the walk. He talked the talk and he walked the walk, you know? So that's why, like, I appreciate a president like that, you know? And I felt like, yo, if he was to go overseas and he needed to be in the building, you know, for whatever, like, he's going to speak up for the United States and not get walked all over. I don't feel like that with Joe Biden. I don't feel like that with Kamala Harris. I think she'll be in there laughing and joking and placating these dudes. Meanwhile, they're running a gamut of, you know, schemes, like, on her that she may not be aware of, because I don't think I mean, without a teleprompter, this lady has shown time and time again, like, even me, right? I go live like 2 or 3 hours, right? And I'm just like, you know, I may see something, react to it, and I'm off the cuff. Like, she wouldn't even be able to do this. She had a town hall meeting with Univision, right? She did Univision, and we saw that there was a teleprompter at a town hall meeting. That is literally insane. Like, when you think about it, that is insane. You know, and this person is supposed to be a president. So it makes me think a lot of the question that she may have gotten in that Univision town hall meeting, I don't know, I'm just saying, may have been like predetermined. You know, how are you having a teleprompter while she's answering questions from audience members in a town hall meeting, and nobody talks about that at all? I showed a little clip of it, and the video got hit with a copyright. I reacted to a lot of the town hall meeting. It was the part of me showing the clip of me showing her like next to a teleprompter that gets hit. It's like, come on, y'all. Like, this is too obvious to me. You know what I mean? As somebody that's a blogger, paying attention, watching things and breaking things down, it's just, it's clear what y'all are trying to do, bro. You know, and I mean, look at the whole, we about to get to this, but look at the whole sheriff situation in Florida. Nobody's talking about it. He's basically saying we have no border control and they're giving away taxpayer money. He's saying this and nobody is like reporting on it. Like, that's a problem, bruh. You know, so I ended up posting that on TikTok. I don't really be on TikTok, but I posted that on TikTok because I felt like people needed to see that. Like, that's ridiculous. That video has like last time I checked, it was like 1.3 million views and nobody's talking about it. Because y'all are afraid that this is gonna like hurt your case in terms of border control. Like, it's ridiculous, bro. But let's get to this.
All right, so the last time we saw Kamala Harris get irritated was when she was on Fox News. That didn't go very well, okay? She's now has a new interview with NBC, and it didn't go well either. She didn't answer questions as usual. She was very irritated, you could tell, and annoyed by some of the questions that the interviewer was asking her. So what we're going to do is take a look at this interview. Now, one of the most effective campaign ads that the Trump campaign has been running.
And if y'all can, like, go vote if you can. Like, early voting, just get it done. Don't, like, I'm not going to tell y'all what to do. Me personally, I would not mail in a ballot. No way in the world I would do that. I would go to the actual polls. That way there can be no mistakes. People are human beings at the end of the day with human motive. You see what I'm saying? Like, you don't know what, like, bro, I'm eggnog $7.99. Like, it's crazy out here. Groceries, ridiculous. But if you go if you want to vote, go to the actual place and vote. You know what I mean? And also make sure, hey, be respectful as possible. Do what you got to do. Don't give them a reason to where they can, like, kick you out. You know what I'm saying? Just go in there, do what you got to do, and vote. Because we cannot do 4 more years of this, y'all. I don't know about y'all. I can't do 4 more years of this. And you even seen, like, Democrats from Chicago trying to turn Chicago red. They're tired. Like, they got, like, a mayor in there now, like, that just used $80,000 of taxpayer money to, like, furnish, like, or redecorate an office for his wife while they have a budget crisis. A Democratic mayor. It's ridiculous, bro. They getting tired of it. They standing up. They like, no, we not doing this no more. You know, so I don't know. Like, let's see what Devore got to say. Shout out to Devore. And mind you, Devore is on vacation right now, and he's still, like, throwing videos out. Shout out to him.
On the taxpayer funding of transgender surgeries for inmates in prison. Here's her response to that question.
Do you believe that transgender Americans should have access to gender-affirming care in this country?
I believe we should follow the law. I mean, I think you're probably pointing to the fact that Donald Trump's campaign has spent tens of millions of dollars.
They're trying to define you on this.
Yes,
I'm asking you to define yourself, though. Just broadly speaking, what is your...
I like that she said that. And I feel like CNN is turning on her. We already seen SNL turn on her. And I'm going to play some videos so y'all can see what I'm talking about. They are turning on this girl. Like, they're tired of the rhetoric. And I think they know she may end up losing this election. And they don't want to end up losing ratings being, like, super for Kamala. I think they're trying to distance themselves from being ultra left to more towards midline. That's what I think personally. This is why, like, she's being asked, like, a little bit difficult of a question. And then when Anderson Cooper was interviewing her or talking to her in the town hall, he actually asked her some real questions and didn't let her, like, get off the, you know what I'm saying, what it was. You know, so shout out to him. Shout out to Sugar Black in here, the moderator. Shout out to you, Thug Life. But let's listen.
Your value. Do you believe they should have that access?
I believe that people, as the law states, even on this issue about federal law, that is a decision that doctors will make in terms of what is medically necessary. I'm not going to put myself in the position of a doctor.
Okay, so you're not going to put yourself in the position of a doctor, but you're on record for saying that you support this type of policy. So right now what you're doing is you're tap dancing, and it doesn't look good for any of the sides, whether you support it or you're against it. So there's a lack of clarity there. And guys, this is why she is an unlikable candidate. She won't give you a direct answer on anything. Now, what about Joe Biden's mental decline? I told you guys, this interviewer, she didn't hold anything back. I'll give them credit. She asked her about that too.
Can you say that you were honest with the American people about what you saw in those moments with President Biden as you were with him again and again, repeatedly in that time?
Of course. Joe Biden is an extremely accomplished, experienced, and capable in every.
Yo, she can't even get through this question, bro. Like listen to the. Yo,
repeatedly in that time.
I like they press her
about that too.
Can you say that
because you need to be like, and it's not, you know, to make fun of her or anything like that. You have to press somebody, put them under pressure so that the American people maybe they want her to do good. You know what I mean? Like put her under pressure and see if she can answer this. You know what I mean? Like good, so people can identify with her and see that she's a strong person.
You were honest with the American people about what you saw in those moments with President Biden as you were with him again and again, repeatedly in that time.
Of course. Joe Biden is an extremely accomplished, experienced, and capable in every way that anyone would want if they're president.
You never saw anything like what happened at the debate night behind closed doors with him?
It was a bad debate. People have bad debates.
Oh, so you said Biden had a bad debate. She's starting to low-key distance herself. Like she's have bad debate. She'd be nice about it, but she's slowly distancing herself away from Biden. But, you know, if he's so, you know, inept and like astute, then why is he dropping out of the race? Like, you know, people aren't thinking about things like that. Like, yeah, you could sit up here and say, oh, he's very capable, he's this and that, but he's dropping out of the race because he's obviously not capable. Like, he had a insanely underwhelming performance in the debate. You know, like with his mental faculties, he can't stand up to a Donald Trump. So he's conceding and he's standing down and allowing her to move and do it. But I'm like, I can't, like, I see through this, bro. Let's listen to her.
He is absolutely.
But that's the reason why you're here, and he's not running for the top of the ticket.
Well, you'd have to ask him if that's the only reason why.
What do you think?
I am running for president of the United States. Joe Biden is not. And my presidency will be about bringing a new generation of leadership to America that is focused on the work that we need to do to invest in the ambitions and aspirations of the American people.
No, she did not. No, she did not. This is what she does. This lady is a broken book, bro. A broken record. A book with 3 pages. Like, it's the same, like, she's just saying the same rhetoric. Oh, we believe in hope and aspiration. Like, no, you got to get real. Like, right now, Kamala Harris, this is me being real with you. You got to show voters, all right, I'm not a robot. You know what I mean? Like, I can't answer questions and get in-depth insight on what's going on. This is what you should be doing right now. Because right now, I don't know if you out of touch. And I'm going to be all the way real. Shout out to Colin Radley. I'm going to get to the super chat in 1 second. I'm going to be all the way, like, real about it. If I'm running for president, I'm not going online. Like, how people be, like, I would have somebody go online, like, yo, what are they saying? You know what I'm saying? And then kind of, like, check real quick. But, because, you know, the internet is, like, people be bullying, like, both of the candidates. So it's kind of hard, like, you know what I mean, to be dealing with that. But you got to have thick skin. Like, if you're going to be running for president, it is what it is. You got to deal with social media. You know, so like part of me is like, I wouldn't even want to look and see what's going on. But then part of me is like, yo, you got to see what the streets is talking about. And I feel like the streets is talking about you're repetitive. And even Charlemagne, which is like far left, she want to talk about Donald Trump as a fascist, far right. Charlemagne the God, I feel like, is super left, right? He even had to, he didn't want to do that, but he had to tell her what the streets were saying. They're saying like, you're repetitive. You're saying the same things over and over again. Like, what do you think about that? And put her under the gun. And she got to get away from this, y'all. There's a lot of people, y'all are starting to seem like real silly voting for her. And she literally has nothing to say. She's giving you the same political rhetoric that other candidates have done. She basically remixed in Obama. Obama did nothing. I'm gonna get to the super chats in 1 second. Obama did nothing but aspire hope. That's all he did. When he got into office, he was the same as everybody else. You know what I mean? So like, you can't do that now. Like, now we want to see results. Y'all been giving people hope for far too long. And then the last 4 years, we felt like we had more hope under Donald Trump. Even Ice Cube is saying like, yo, with the Platinum Project or whatever he was trying to do with Donald Trump, he said like, yo, no Democrats would sit down and talk to me. Trump was willing to do it. And I think he was talking about like $500 billion or something like that, you know, dedicated to like helping us out. Like, and Trump was willing to sit down with him, and the Democrats wouldn't even sit down with him. That is insane. So, and it ain't all about just like give blacks this and give blacks that. They're never going to do it. Like, the thing is, like, if you're not going to do it, we at least need to have a president that's going to give people a fighting chance. And with the same rhetoric you're doing over and over again, you are not, like, it's like you go on The View and you say you can't think of a single thing differently that you would do than President Biden. That's a problem when our groceries are high. You know what I mean? And I think she's out of touch. Like Charlemagne the God, even I showed y'all the poster he put out. Like, he said that he feels like she's out of touch. You know what I mean? So I don't know, man. I don't know. Like, I'm if you voting for her, I'm kind of worried. Colin Bradley with the $4.99 donation. He said, morning, y'all. Let's go. Piper Nation. Smash that like button. Thug Life. If y'all can, hit the like button. That will continue to put us in the algorithm. And y'all already know it's a lot of media out there, you know, that are left-leaning media. There's not a lot of us that people that look like me. Like, to me to break through the algorithm like I've been doing is remarkable. You know what I mean? So if y'all can, like, continue to do that, because we tired, you know what I mean, of the same media not showing us what's going on. Also, shout out to Corey Jenkins with the $4.99 donation. This, like, let me show y'all this, bro. And I know y'all seen this before if you've been in here, but some people haven't. There's a lot of people in here. This is the problem that they're having with you, Kamala Harris. And this is just me being completely honest, letting you know what it is, bro. Let me see. She's a robot. Let me show y'all this, bro. Let me show y'all. Before I show you that, bro. Yeah, like, black men, she don't have a problem with black men. Black men are starting to vote Democratic. Like, y'all, this is y'all worst nightmare. Y'all had to have Eminem come out and try to announce Donald Obama. And he did it at the wrong time. Like, what we gonna listen to Eminem for? Like, come on, bro. This is Kamala Harris.
Should never again stand behind the
She's saying the exact same things at the rallies. I haven't seen, like, allegedly she was at one rally for like 7 minutes. Her own rally. She came out for 7 minutes and walked off stage. She had nothing to say. It's alleged. You know what I mean? This is what people were saying. I don't know. It's been circulating around Twitter. But she even got the same hand movements. This is a thoroughbred politician. This is not somebody like Donald Trump will tell you what it is. Like, I would rather you tell me what it is. That way I understand. You know what I mean? What's happening. But she'll tell you like, oh, I feel like Twitter should be removed. But then like Eminem wants to get up there and say, oh, she's the president that believes in like expressing yourself and freedoms. And she's literally saying the same thing that Hillary Clinton's saying, that, Twitter needs to be removed. Like, this is ridiculous. Like, why is she saying that if she's so in support of our rights? Mr. Eminem. Like, Eminem is bugging. Like, this is Kamala Harris, for all y'all that don't know.
He has lost his privileges, and it should be taken down. And the bottom line is that you can't say that you have one rule for Facebook and you have a different rule for Twitter. The same rule has to apply, which is that there has to be a responsibility that is placed on these social media sites to understand their power. They are directly speaking to millions and millions of people without any level of oversight or regulation, and that has to stop. That
has to stop. You know, with TikTok, they were saying the same thing. Shout out to Henry Guy with the 199. He said, like Bush said, she flip-flopping on the issues. This is Kamala Harris saying that she's going to take, that she believes that Twitter needs to be next. They literally introduced legislation to get rid of TikTok and force a sale of TikTok. They either have to sell it or it's gone. But Eminem wants to get up there on the podium and says she's, you know, she believes in like freedoms, and no, she does not. It's not just her. Her girl like that too.
But if the platforms, whether it's Facebook or Twitter X or Instagram or TikTok, whatever they are, if they don't moderate and monitor the content, we lose total control. And it's not just the social and psychological effects, it's real harm.
What do you think John Kerry did a whole speech saying the problem that they're having with social media, because it's free thought. Candace Owens like almost lost her platform interviewing Kanye West. Like a lot of platforms, and this is me being real, they would rather err on the side of caution. If you've got somebody in office than an already trying to take down a big social media network like her. So, you know what I mean? Like, I don't know what Eminem is thinking. And like, I mean, how was he really in touch? He hasn't, like, what's her name? Candace Owens was saying, she was like, yo, he been rich like since when? Like mad long. Like, when is the last time like he probably even cut his grass? Like, and like realistically, like when did Eminem like first get rich? When he did the hold on. I'll tell y'all. So Eminem, yo, he been rich for a minute, bro. A minute. Since 1999. He been rich for a minute. I mean, I can't really identify with like Eminem. And then didn't Eminem like say all kind of horrendous things about women? Didn't he say like some horrendous things about black women? That's Eminem. So, but now Eminem is supposed to be the person that like, y'all hit the like button, bro. Is trying to like help Obama after Obama just shamed African Americans that don't want to vote for her. It's wrong time, Eminem. I know you're trying to like, you know, get some sort of, you want us to support you, but that was the wrong time, bro. If you would have brought him up before that, all right. And some people are upset about Eminem and different artists for having an opinion on who they gonna vote for or whatever. I feel like, yo, you an artist, I kind of don't think they should, because I think it's kind of an unfair advantage. But at the same time, like, this is America. They got to vote. They could say what they want. You know, I don't always have to agree with them. And right now, I don't agree with them. I think this is an administration that's trying to push separatism. Michelle Obama doing a speech talking about, what's she talking about? Every white person got like an elevator or an escalator and they born with like silver spoons in their mouth. And when we be going to work, it be white people working right next to us. Indian people. Like, so I'm trying to figure out, I mean, like, yeah, I'm sure they like, yo, what escalate at? But I think like white people also helped to get Obama elected. They was part of that grassroots movement. You think he's selling them books on his own? Like, or, you know what I mean? It's just us. It's a small demographic. Like, white people had to buy his books too. Michelle Obama, they bought your books too. But you sitting here like pushing the, you know, like the using, you trying to play the race card. I think people are tired of that. Citizens from Chicago are tired of that. Black men in America, period, are tired of that.
Everybody, listen, I went today and did my civic duty, and I did the early vote. But before I walked in to go vote, it was a white lady standing up there with some, you know, snow white hair. She said, hey, she said, sir, have you any information on who you voting for? I said, well, I'm already registered, because I'm thinking that's what she's going to ask me. She said, well, maybe you have some interest in the Democrat Party. And I'm going to tell you something, what I did to her, because when I first walked up, I didn't have this on. I did this right here. I say, do you want to give me some information on the Democrats now?
Bro, this is the scariest thing to a Democrat right now. Me, him, people like us that can think outside of the box. Because right now, like what they're doing it, because I think they think people are waking up and they're trying to open up this border and they're trying to let as many people in as they possibly can. And the sheriff basically exposed y'all. Sheriff Judd in Florida exposed y'all. We reacted to the video. People are coming over here and y'all are giving them like temporary papers to where they can just go and do whatever they want. And y'all giving them money and health care off of our dime. And y'all want to get rid of voter ID. And when Kamala Harris is pressed on voter ID, she ain't really got nothing to say. And when she's pressed on border security, or what are you going to do with the wall? Are you going to like rebuild the wall? And she said, oh, we're going to strengthen our border. Why can't you say, yeah, we're going to rebuild the wall? It's like 500 miles of wall. She couldn't say it because she don't want that demographic of people to think she's going to be tough on that. Because when they get in here and they start voting to infiltrate our government from within, they want to be the ones that they vote for. So that way, they don't got like some black people asking them for reparations all the time. What you gonna do for you? Don't think they tired of hearing that? People don't want to have kids no more. Like thug life, it is what it is. It's too expensive. So people don't want to do that no more. But you know, people that come over here from like other countries, hey, they reproduce like crazy. So you know what's gonna happen. So y'all trying to prepare and gear up for it and just like, yo, we gonna use this to our advantage. Let them all in. Let them flood in. That's what y'all doing. And they don't want people like me or him or anybody ask, where's ours? They don't want that. Let's listen to what you got to say before we get to that debate.
She was, okay, sir, you have a good day. But I'm going to show y'all how I actually did the thing when I went in and voted. Check it out.
We're going to go here.
Yeah, baby.
Shout out to him. Waking up.
This time I'm going down ballot.
This is fire, bro.
And I feel good about it.
Now to Barack Obama, who I am more black than, to Miss Harris, who I'm more blacker than, and to Roland Pauly Martin, and to D.L. Hughley, and to all the ones that say anything.
D.L. Hughley is one of the biggest, like he is one of the biggest, like, racists, like, I've seen with a megaphone. Everything. Like, he not even funny no more. It's like you can like, bro, all right, you can point out different things, but you so bitter about every little thing, like your whole life is like anti everybody. Like I don't want you, like you don't speak for me. Like you don't. Like this is supposed to be United States. You want to keep pressing that separatism. I think he's like, I personally think D.L. Hughley is ridiculous with some of his, I'm not going to say he's dumb. I'm not going to say nothing like that. I feel like he is a smart guy. I just feel like he's ridiculous sometimes with his rhetoric. And then Madigo Dillard with the $2, he said, thug life, keep up the hustle. Wait a minute. It ain't really a hustle, bro. I'm just telling people what I think, bro.
Question. That's what.
And I think differently than what people think we all think. We don't think like Charlemagne the God, a lot of us. Think that the government's supposed to get welfare and that's it. Like, nah, bro. Like, I want to get out here. I want to have an opportunity to be able to work and put myself in a better position. Like, it ain't all about the government. Give me. Like, you know what I'm saying? Get out of my way. That's what I want. As an American citizen, I want them to get out of my way. All this red tape and regulation and all of it, like, get out of my way. Give me a fighting chance. Like, you know what I'm saying? Not, this lady wants to, do y'all like taxes? They want to tax you to death. She want to do a unrealized capital gains tax on the rich. Right? And some people like, they rich. People that make over $100 million, right? That's the mind, like they rich. They ain't like us, not like us, right? What was income taxes for? That was for the rich. Eventually, who ended up paying it? Us. Do you like paying income tax? I don't like it. Did they ever take it away? Nope. Once they put something in place, it's staying. It's staying. So imagine they do that unrealized property capital gains tax, which basically saying you can make money if you sell your stock. Even if you don't sell your stock, I want to tax you on what you can make. That's ridiculous. So then they trickle it down to the American citizens one day. And this is what people aren't talking about. And then, now we think we can do an unrealized property gain tax. They already do like when I bought a house under Trump, because I can afford it under Trump, 4.25 interest rate. Some people got lower, but 4.25, try to find that now. You're lucky. I don't know nobody that's getting a 4.25 interest rate right now. They're getting more like close to 7% on a house. But let's just say you have your house for like 5 years and the market goes up. What do you think the government's going to do? Oh, we're going to raise your property taxes. Oh, since we can't raise your property taxes this time, we're going to do a reappraisal property tax increase. A reappraisal tax increase. This is what they do. Then, if she gets her way, years down the road, we're going to do a unrealized property gains tax. You know why your gas is so expensive? It's not because of the gallon of gas. It's the taxes on every gallon of gas. That's what's expensive. How do y'all like if you are investing in your 401k or you're investing in a stock market and you make a little bit of money and you see how much taxes you have to pay? It's ridiculous. This is them. So they can keep buying themselves, like, you know what I mean? I don't know what they buying themselves. Like, she got special earrings and everything. Like, I don't know. They doing something with our money. Giving it to Ukraine. Giving it to everybody else but us. And acting like North Carolina is not still hurting. They are. Shout out to Elizabeth Turner with the $2.99. I appreciate you. That North Carolina didn't just like, everybody's houses didn't just magically like reappear. People are still like, their houses are messed up. And she's running around on the campaign trail smiling and laughing like everything's funny. This is under the administration that she's in right now. There's a border crisis right now. She sat down with 60 Minutes and they told her the number of illegal immigrants coming into America has quadrupled in 2 years. They covered the border. They told her, they had to press her on that. And she said, oh, well, we're trying. And he was like, well, you know, fentanyl's coming in here like crazy. And she's like, oh, well, we cut the amount coming in half. But the math ain't adding up. If it's quadrupled, you cut it in half, it's still way more that's coming in. This is under her and Biden. So, I mean, I don't know. I don't think I was living good. And people get mad at me. I don't care. Like, oh, why don't you talk about entertainment? Why don't you talk? Because that's where the money at. I already know the distractions. I could do a blog. I could show y'all. I could do a blog on Cardi B and Offset going back and forth. They text messages. It's going through the roof, that blog. It's going through the roof. Everybody going to be liking it. Like the money going to all of that. The super chats running everything. If I'm talking about entertainment. And trust me and believe, a lot of entertainment people gave me permission that y'all wouldn't think that I could use their footage and react to it. I got 5.6 million views in 3 weeks. Across this channel in 3 weeks. You don't think people been hitting me up? No, yeah, you could use this, you could use that. That's what's going on right now. You don't think, you know what I mean? The Drake and Kendrick and people starting to talk, Kendrick coming out doing an interview. You don't think that's happening you think that's just happening? They're trying to distract you. Big Meech is not supposed to be out of jail right now. He's out. Why? Everybody in hip hop news are going to start talking about it. We not dumb. Why did J. Cole come out with a song addressing what was going on between Kendrick and Drake? Because they know everybody's going to pick it up and talk about it. That's where the money is. Apartment boy, why don't you talk about this one? Because I don't want to. We got an election coming up. There's plenty of bloggers that can distract you. I ain't one of them right now. I'm watching this lady talk, and there's a lot of inconsistencies. We sat down and we broke down this guy debunking all the Trump lies. People saying Trump just said this and that, and Charlemagne the God was talking to Lord Trump on the Breakfast Club, and he tried to use a soundbite out of context, and we caught it. This is what the Don Lemon tactics. This is what they do. So when Kanye West is saying like, yo, they're using like radio and and we're seeing it in plain sight. And then people like me that look like me, they get muffled. If we doing 200,000, 300,000, 400,000 views a blog, I know somebody's seeing it. Shout out to Sugar Black with the $5 donation. Why did Candace Owens, before we get to all of this, because we going to slow cook this blog, why did Candace Owens just show us that they making up family members for this lady? They put like her grandmother in her book, and the lady allegedly was not alive when Kamala Harris was born. This is what Candace Owens is showing in her series breaking down her family tree. She got millions of views on this, and everybody's ignoring it. Why did we just find out on this channel she went to high school out in Canada? And she started college out in Canada in her formative years. But she's sitting here talking to you, talking about she understands the struggle. I ain't grow up in Canada. This is America. I ain't got no problem with Canadian. This is America. Why did Candace Owens just show, and I'm going to say allegedly, that a marriage license, she'd have married somebody before she was married to dude, allegedly. I'm going to say allegedly. She rich. She don't want her coming after me. Thug life. Candace Owens showed that. We don't know who this lady is. I'm just saying, we don't. And she's getting up here repeating soundbite after soundbite after soundbite. Shout out to Donna Alexander with the $20 donation. Trump voters drop a like 1,900 watching, only 136 likes. I don't know what's going on. Maybe people are kind of like, yo, I'm undecided. I don't know what's going on. I want to watch. I don't know if I should like his video or not. I don't know what's going on. Maybe that's how they think it. I don't know. I've been there. You know what I mean? Like, yo, like I'm trying to argue with somebody that's a right-wing person, and I'm left, and I can't like justify my argument. That's when I decided, yo, I'm on the wrong side of the aisle here. I need to go right. I cannot sit here and legitimately argue I had a better life under Biden Harris. I can't. They shut down, bro, like, we're not doing this, bro. Where are the mom and pop stores? This is what's something they will never talk about. Where are the mom and pop stores in America? I went to Switzerland, Zurich, Switzerland. I went to Geneva, Switzerland. I went to Lake Como, Italy. I went to Milan, Italy. I went to like all of that in April, right? I went through France, all of that. You know what I seen when I was over there in Europe? Mom and pop stores. When you come to America, you see in a Walmart, a Target, the same stores over and over again. And they used to be 24 hours, but guess what? They not no more because they know mom and pop stores they got to compete with. So who are these people working for? Because from what I can remember, Hillary Clinton, allegedly, I think she was working for Walmart when she was a lawyer. These people, we don't know who this lady is. Why is Judge Joe Brown doing interviews talking about she was a bad lawyer? She failed the bar exam on the first time. We hearing all of these stories of what did she do? And all she could do is get up there and say, well, I prosecuted transnational organizations. The same rhetoric over and over and over again. The same talking points over and over and over again. It's ridiculous. Why is she being exposed right now by Robert Kennedy? This is a Kennedy, dog. This ain't no regular, this is a Kennedy. He's exposing her right now. And when that debate went down between her and Trump, what did he say? He was like, that's not right what they did. They fact-checked one side but not the other. They should not be doing that. In America, this is what he said. He didn't have to say he's a Democrat. He got a problem with how things are going right now, and they trying to censor him. And he's at censor hearings trying to fight for our freedoms to be able to say what we want to say. And these social media companies are scared of this party. And this is a Kennedy.
Somebody who's in the audience tonight. She's a woman named Sherry Peebles. And Sherry, are you here? Will you stand up? If I can point you out. Okay, so Sherry Peebles is an African-American woman who has a daughter, Shayna, a straight-A student. She missed 60 days of school because she was in a hospital because she had sickle cell anemia. And her mom, Sherry, filled out all the forms, the federal and the state forms, explaining why she was missing her school. She did her schoolwork every day. She got straight A's, as I said. But Kamala Harris was the Attorney General of California. Mm-hmm. And Kamala Harris learned that the state was losing $1.3 billion a year because of truancy. And she said, I want that money.
Did you hear what he said? This is a Democrat, dog. But I think he's got more of an allegiance to the country than one party. He don't like how she rock, and he putting it out there.
Oh, I'm going to start putting parents in jail whose children skipped too much school. Oh, she arrested Sherry Peebles in her home
She arrested her. There's other videos circulating around when a woman was in a hospital with her daughter and said like, yo, I'm being prosecuted because of Kamala Harris. Like, what? Because she wanted that money. Who is she working for?
The police came in and handcuffed her. And when she said, why am I being handcuffed? The police said to her, talk to Kamala Harris. They didn't want to be doing it either.
The police didn't even want to arrest the lady. They said, talk to Kamala Harris. Like, what? This is Robert Kennedy putting that out there. That's why they went at him. Bro, he been like exposing what they've been doing. He went on Dr. Phil and he was, we reacted to it. I can't really say too much about it. You know what I mean? Like, I might be able to let y'all hear it. He talked about Mr. Fauci getting $150,000 for the rest of his life as long as that is in circulation. Not only does he get that, his family his next of kin gets that as well. He's putting this out. Dr. Phil put himself on the line to put that out. Something ain't adding up with this party, bruh.
She lost her.
And we got 80,000 views on this video. Shout out. Hit the like button. Thug life. Subscribe to the channel. I think people are starting to wake up.
Job. She lost her home. And she still raised an extraordinary child.
Shout out to Robert Kennedy for putting that out, putting himself out there. Why do these Tucker Carlson, you know what I'm saying, events look like concert, like everybody up in there? Everybody's up in there. Like, people are tired. They want a change.
That's why I ask, can the American people trust you in these?
And as long as I talked before we start getting to these videos, Kamala Harris couldn't do that for 2 minutes. But this is supposed to be the person, and this is no disrespect to the woman. I'm just saying what it is. But this is supposed to be the lady that's guiding the country.
Moments, even when it's maybe uncomfortable for Americans to level with Americans in that way. So that's why I ask. And it sounds like what you're saying is you feel like you never saw anything like that from President Biden.
I have worked with Joe Biden, hours and hours and hours over these 4 years, whether it be in the Situation Room or the Oval Office. Joe Biden is the one who was able to bring NATO together during a crisis where, for the first time in 70 years, Europe saw and has seen war. Joe Biden has done the work that has been about being a leader on what we have done to fix so much of what has been broken in terms of the economy because of Donald Trump's mismanagement. I speak with not only sincerity, but with a real firsthand account of watching him do this work. I have no reluctance in saying that. No, of course I don't.
So you were in the Situation Room with Joe Biden. You've been around him all this time, and you didn't notice that he's got mental faculty issues? Like, you literally didn't notice that. And we all are not in a Situation Room. We all are not in the Oval Office. We all are not in that White House, and we can notice that. You didn't notice any decline at all? So if you didn't notice all of these things, how am I supposed to get you to notice what's going on with the country? And I mean that with all, as much respect as I can to people who do have diminishing, mental faculties. You know what I mean? I'm not clowning him for that, but it's like, you're not fit to run the country. If that's what's going on, that we all can see, it looks like that's what's going on. And she can't see that? That's a problem to me. It's ridiculous.
Okay, so just a few things for me. Number one, Donald Trump did not break the economy. Joe Biden and Kamala Harris did that with the series of policy decisions that they made about the economy. And we know what happened in Congress. And also, by the way, former President Trump did not break the border. You guys did that, which also has been a strain on the economy, okay? Former President Trump did not create those wars overseas, did not show a lack of power on the world stage, which led to Iran obviously becoming stronger, more financially richer in order to fund these terrorist acts. That didn't happen under Trump. That happened under your watch, Madam Vice President. So obviously no one's buying that, is my point. Now, I think one of the biggest bombshell questions this interviewer asked her, and, you know, again, I believe.
But I hate to do this, right? Because, you know, people don't think she had anything to do with the economy. And we're just going to play a little part of it, right? And this is a little part of it. The congressman that was on the budget committee that was talking about, you know, that she had a warning. Even Larry Summers knew, that used to work under the Clinton administration. Like, he even knew that the deciding vote that Kamala Harris was going to make was going to, like, cause inflation. Like, listen to this.
No.
Are we thriving? Is our members in your state?
I would argue we're not really thriving right now. This inflation, which, by the way, was brought to us by Kamala Harris, has really slowed down people from being able to excel.
By Kamala?
Yes.
The vice president.
Charlemagne.
It's still the president.
Charlemagne, listen, man. When Joe Biden wanted to do his American Rescue Plan, Kamala Harris was the tie-breaking vote in the United States Senate. She broke the tie that started this inflation that has hurt so many people in our country. Everybody listening to your show, it's not true?
First of all, you sure you want to go there? Tiebreaker.
She trying to deflect. Oh, what? First of all, it was the tiebreaker.
You sure you want to go there?
Go outside, Congressman. When you go outside,
you sure you want to go there? Okay, let's go there.
You had it.
You got notes.
He got the paperwork.
That's fine. I have notes too.
I'm gonna give it to Charlemagne.
I have today
I'm gonna give it to Charlemagne.
is that on every question I've asked.
No liberal knows this. When I talk to them, they do not know this. Their argument is that she don't have nothing to do with the inflation. Biden is running the country. What could she do? It seems like none of them know this. Why is a Republican the one that got to tell y'all? Angela Ryan gonna tell y'all what it was.
Because Angela, hold on now.
For every infrastructure project in your community,
you can go to third page just to highlight a portion.
Joe Biden and Kamala Harris and the Congress that voted for the American Rescue Plan.
Angela,
that's what should be happening.
Larry Summers wrote an op-ed back in 2021. Larry Summers was the Treasury Secretary for Bill Clinton. He was an economic advisor to Barack Obama. Mm-hmm. He said that the American Rescue Plan that Joe Biden wanted, that Kamala Harris was the tie-breaking vote in the United States Senate, would create a massive inflation that we have not seen in a generation. Well, guess what? Larry Summers was correct. You know who also was correct, Angela? I was, because I was in the budget committee when they brought the bill. And I said in that committee, it's going to cause massive inflation. That's what happened. So the problem we have in our economy today is that prices have gone up massively. Wages adjusted for inflation is down. People's pocketbooks are hurting. But we have a presidential election in 40 days. So, and I'm gonna ask Envy this question. Envy, you do how you.
Angela Rye, how come you're not talking right now? Charlemagne, the gods got the paperwork. Charlemagne will cut him off quick if he found an inconsistency with that paperwork. That man came up there with facts.
You're in the housing business as well. I know because I watch.
Figure out how
I listen to the show.
Interviewed.
No, I'm just asking them a question. Chill, Angela. So I listen to the show. I know you do a lot of business in housing. Mm-hmm. Would you hire somebody that broke up stuff in one of your houses to fix the other houses?
No.
Exactly. She broke the economy.
I'm not going to do this morning, Byron.
She said, I'm not doing this morning. That's the secret that they don't want y'all to know. And they putting the person that broke the economy in front of your face. And that person is sitting around blaming Trump. How ridiculous is that? And shout out to young Daff with the $4.99. Thank you for doing God's work and encouraging black people to vote Trump. I appreciate you. This will truly make an impact. Hey, I appreciate you for all the support. She couldn't say nothing. He broke down the facts. She was speechless. Why is Charlemagne the God? Charlemagne the God, Trump's America First message resonates with voters. Kamala's ticket, very out of touch. That's Charlemagne. That's Charlemagne. You know what Charlemagne ended up doing? Charlemagne tried to pull a Jay-Z. Charlemagne the God sends Trump cease and desist over campaign ad. Is this Jigga? Wait a minute. Who is he working for? We just trying to listen to music. Who is he working for? He guided Kamala Harris through that entire interview, and she answered no questions. That black guy that was standing in front of Kamala Harris asked her, what are black people supposed to do? Continue to vote for y'all? And y'all have shown us time and time again that you have not done anything for black people. What do you plan to do? Can you tell me, what do you plan to do? I feel like I've worked put myself in a position, I own businesses, but now I want to ask you, what is your plan? She turned around and told him she gonna help the banks. Thug life, that's what she said. Charlemagne didn't redirect her. She said that. And then with iHeartRadio, and y'all ain't slick, Breakfast Club, Thug Life. What they did with that interview is unlike any other interview that you've seen with them, right? Look at the interview. Look at the Breakfast Club. They did that in collaboration with iHeartRadio. So like now, if you try to react to that interview with Kamala Harris and Charlemagne the God, you get immediately hit with a copyright. Thug life, you do. It happened to me. They don't want that being critiqued. It's ridiculous. Ridiculous.
She was irritated during these interviews because this was not technically a softball interview. I think this was middle of the road. And this issue on abortion, I think, hits home. And it just shows you how radical Kamala Harris is, especially when you hear her answer
hit the
on
like
religious
button.
exemptions for abortion. Watch.
What concessions would be on the table? Religious exemptions, for example, is that something that you would consider?
I don't think we should be making concessions when we're talking about a fundamental freedom to make decisions about your own body.
To Republicans like, for example, Susan Collins, Lisa Murkowski, who would back something like this on a Democratic agenda if, in fact, Republicans control Congress, would you offer them an olive branch? Or is that off the table? Is that not an option for you?
I'm not going to engage in hypotheticals.
All right, so if you guys are getting value from this video, do us a favor, okay? I know I'm on vacation right now, so you don't see the normal background with the American flag. Trust me, I still love America. But like, share, and subscribe to this channel if you haven't already. If you want to support us further, you can go to the link in the description. But I will say this. We know that her stance when it comes to abortion, zero restrictions, meaning if the baby can survive outside the womb, you are okay with someone murdering that baby. That's exactly what's happening here. And that's why her message doesn't land, just like her economic message isn't landing either. And she was asked about that. Watch.
Then why do you think that's not landing with voters? Because in the numbers,
it is.
it's the opposite. Former President Trump leads you on this issue.
Well, when I'm out...
She can't see that Biden's got mental deficit. She can't see that her, like, the polls are against her on this subject. What can she say? What can she say? Even Al Sharpton sat down and did a guided interview with her. Nobody's talking about it.
This is why I'm going out to Wisconsin, Pennsylvania, and
subscribe to the channel. I see y'all subscribing to all these. I Show Speed, Aiden Ross can get up there and act a fool. Shout out to Aiden Ross, he Republican. Shout out Thug Life. But all these people like 100,000 subscribers, 100,000 subscribers. Somebody tell you the real? Like we can't let the black one get 100,000. We're gonna try to stop him. Hit the subscribe button.
In Michigan, excuse me, just got in late this morning, actually. But going to 3 states yesterday, and I'm going to continue being on the road. I have to earn the vote.
So once again, she didn't answer the question. I guess her answer.
She don't know how to answer questions. That's her problem.
Was, well, I'm on the road. Well, okay. That's like saying, hey, what are you going to do to provide food for this family? Well, I'm on the road. I'm traveling.
Shout out to Salty
different
Army.
states. Okay, that doesn't really answer the question, right? So guys, she's so out of touch. It's crazy. And you'd think after taking a day off, she would have been prepared for this interview. Apparently not. Just like she is not prepared for the reality of what these polls have been saying, especially as it relates to her and Joe Biden. Take a look at this.
And our new NBC News poll shows that more voters think that the Biden administration policies have hurt them rather than helped them. And I wonder, are the last 4 years an obstacle to you in this race?
Here's how I look at it. First of all, let me be very clear. Mine will not be a continuation of the Biden administration. I bring my own experiences, my own ideas to it.
I wonder why. Because people don't like how y'all handle, like, thug life, bro. I wonder why it wouldn't be a continuation of the Biden administration. If the Biden, like, y'all gotta, like, they sound smart to people that's not smart. If the Biden administration was so much better than the Trump administration, you should be up here right now saying this is going to be a continuation of the Biden administration. You can't say that because the Biden administration was a fail. We got multiple wars going on the planet right now. You sending all of our tax money to Ukraine. Thug life, a lot of it. But what you can get in North Carolina, you can apply for $750 for the whole household, not individually. It's ridiculous. Y'all need to get out there and vote. Don't let somebody, I don't want to hear that. Don't let nobody be like, oh, well, voting for a president doesn't matter. It does, because they got in and now people ain't living like they was living. It matters.
And it has informed a number of my areas of focus, most of which are, on, to your point, lowering costs. I am traveling the country. I am very clear. Cost of groceries still too high.
Cost of groceries are still too high. You like thug life. What can you say to me now? Listen to me. You can't. I don't want to hear another mother. I don't want to hear nothing you got to say. You just said groceries are too high. But you are supposed to fix it. You are supposed to be the party that changed everything. Now we got like the Disney sting and the sheriff is finding out like all of this is going on. Like, this is crazy. We got Venezuelans taking over Colorado apartment buildings. A lady is sitting there talking to J.D. Vance, talking about, oh, Mr. Vance, we don't want, it's only like a handful of apartment complexes. You acting like it's the whole city. He said, lady, do you hear yourself? You said a handful of apartment complexes? It shouldn't be going down at all. New York got like they being overrun. They acting like they are. Catch an Uber. If they speak English, you lucky. Thug life. I went there and I didn't know what my driver was saying. Like, come on, bro. And then shout out to Vlad Steen with the $2 donation. He said America first means America first, allies second. They don't think that. If you come over here illegally, you with us. If you come over here illegally, I don't know what you doing here. Because trust and believe, if it pops off between us and Russia or whatever, they going back home. That's what they won't tell you. They're going to send you and make you suit up. But wait, Kamala, you gave all these people all of our tax money. I don't want to hear that. You better put that suit on. Go out there. Selective service, hurry up. It's ridiculous. We literally sat there and watched her give $1.5 billion in additional aid. Meanwhile, they promised to getting rid of like student loan debt. Did they do it? Or did they defer it? I can't hear you up in this mother. Did they do it or did they defer it? Let nothing how you ask her. You gotta forgive our students' debt over here. She'd be like, all right. Let Ukraine hit the president like, hey, our students need some money. All right. She probably would do it. Let us in North Carolina lose your house. 750. Take it or leave it. Why do we sit there and watch Glenn Beck like track down, I can't even say the name, that vehicle, female vehicle, Thug Life, it is what it is. Why did Glenn Beck go ahead and track down the vehicle and get into an argument with the lady? It was a nice argument, but he was like, yo, ma'am, why are you putting this truck in a spot to where people don't know where you are? And she like, well, you know, I can come back tomorrow. They don't have tomorrow. Their houses are gone. They don't know where their wallet is. They done lost their phone. They don't like, what do you mean? Like, you gonna go back to a nice hotel and you gonna come back tomorrow and maybe park in the spot where they can see you? Meanwhile, this lady is sitting down right when this is going down. She's sitting down with Steve Colbert having a Miller High Life, drinking. They live in the high life when people are out there struggling and nobody is talking about. That's a problem. And she got magical earrings. Thug Life, they magical. You don't know who talking to her.
Country, I am very clear.
Shout out to Sugar Black with the $5
still
donation.
too high. The voters know it. I know it.
In other words, she thinks the American people are that stupid, okay? Most people are unaware what price gouging is, okay? That's number one, because I know that's where she was going with it. Number two.
Right now, the Breakfast Club drops 50 Cent. What do they say? I'm about to show you how the Breakfast Club move because they don't want people to be paying attention to what's going on. The Breakfast Club drops 50 Cent defends Drake's career, longevity. In the aftermath, shout out to 50 Cent. He followed me before like a few years ago on Instagram. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to him, Thug Life. You know what I mean? It is what it is. But, you know what I'm saying? Like they're using him to distract you right now. You know how many? There's probably gonna be 1 million people watch that.
It's not something that's really happening all over the industry and multiple industries.
Yes, she got magical earrings.
What about fuel? What about air travel? What about rent, mortgage, home prices, right? Car prices, credit card interest rates. So is all of that price gouging too? Because groceries is just one part of it. That's why I don't understand the messaging that they elected to use in her campaign, because her problem is,
bro, watch this, bro.
Number of issues.
This is ridiculous. Watch this, and we gonna watch it too. Watch
so
this.
She won't answer. She blames Trump. She loses her train of thought, and there was plenty of that, and plenty of word salad. I want to take some of the highlights.
Watch her lose her train of thought.
I think what he did and how he did it did not make much sense because he actually didn't do much of anything. I just talked about that wall, right? We just talked about it. He didn't actually do much of anything.
But you do want to build some wall.
I want to strengthen our border.
This lady. So you do want to rebuild the wall. I want to strengthen our border. Like, are you going to strengthen the border by building the wall, lady? I'm trying to figure this out. This lady ain't like, this is what I see. Every time I see Obama, this is what I see, bro.
I don't understand how we got so toxic and just so divided and so bitter. And I get
because of you being one of the problems, trying to shame people because they're not voting for her, and you're trying to say, oh, it must be because she's a woman, brothers. Like, get out of here, bro. Somebody, D Limo with the $2 donation. He said for the throat lozenges you're gonna need tomorrow. You crazy, bro. Shout out for
I
the
don't
money,
understand how we got so toxic and just so divided and so bitter. And I get why sometimes people just don't want to pay attention to it.
That's what I see every time he talks, bro. Every time he talks.
I don't understand how we got so toxic and just so divided and so bitter. And I get why sometimes people just don't want to pay attention to it. And we all have friends like that. We have family members who just like that.
And then Steel Told with the $5 donation said, I don't understand how folks can still rationalize voting for Kamala. Bro, I don't know either, bro. Like, I really don't. I really don't, bro.
Okay, so I feel like I've done a video like this before, okay? Kamala Harris, she choked in her CNN town hall. I mean, they tried their best to help her.
Can we get this channel to 100,000 subscribers? We got like 100,000 views on this video right now. Can we get this channel to close to 100,000 subscribers, please? Let's rock out.
But when it came to her answering the questions, she didn't do herself any favors. Now, you guys already know what the routine is. You know, she's evasive. She won't answer. She blames Trump. She loses her train of thought. And there was plenty of that and plenty of word salad. I want to take some of the highlights of this town hall and focus definitely on policy and some of the lies that she was spewing during her time there. And where I want to start first is a little different this time. Anderson Cooper asked her point blank, what is one mistake she's made since she's been the sitting vice president?
Is there something you can point to in your life, political life, or in your life in the last 4 years that you think is a mistake that you have learned from?
I mean, I've made many mistakes.
I want you to meet
they
Jackson
range
White.
from, you know, if you've ever parented a child, you know you make lots of mistakes too. In my role as vice president, I mean, I've probably worked very hard at making sure that I am well versed on issues. And
well, you're obviously not well versed on issues. That's why you keep saying the same sound bites over and over again. Whatever they're telling you in these magical earrings.
I think that is very important. It's a mistake not to be well versed on an issue and feel compelled to answer a question.
Now, that was a moment for her to truly show that she is prepared to connect with the American people.
Shout out to him, bro. But we about to watch a little bit of this.
I want you to meet Jackson Weiss. He's a student at Drexel University from Flourtown, Pennsylvania. Registered Republican. Says he's leaning toward voting for you, but has yet to make up a final decision. Jackson.
Leaning towards voting for you, but yet to... Now, this is a reaction. Y'all got to understand this, right? There's going to be times where I'm going to stop and start the video in order to keep the video up, because it's a reaction video. I can't just play it all the way through or they take it down. You see what I'm saying? So we're going to listen to some of it and react to it.
Thank you, Anderson.
Hey, Jackson.
Thank you for taking the time to be here too, Vice President
You too.
Harris.
Thank you.
Regarding the rapid increase in the migrant population, how will you ensure that every immigrant is integrated into American society safely? What benefits and subsidies will you provide them with? And how long will these benefits and subsidies last for an individual? Most importantly, will the American citizens' taxes pay for these benefits and subsidies? And if so, how much money will be allocated?
Yo, that's a loaded question. He asking her what kind of subsidies and stuff she about to give him. Let's see if she answers it.
Well, thank you, Jackson. Let's start with this. America's immigration system is broken and it needs to be fixed. And it's been broken.
You broke it. She broke it. Well, the Biden administration, when y'all first got into office, it was getting better. We don't even hear about ISIS no more. Trump told the military, do what y'all got to do, get it done. When's the last time you heard about ISIS? I'll wait. It's been a minute. So even with immigration, like, a lot of that was being controlled. They come in, undo everything, the walls fall down. Now we got a problem. You guys created this problem.
For a long time. And part of what we need to do is always prioritize what we need to do to strengthen our border. I will tell you, I'm the only person in this race among the two choices that voters have. I've personally prosecuted transnational criminal organizations in the trafficking of guns, drugs, and human beings. I have spent a significant part of my career making sure that our border is secure and that we do not allow criminals in.
The number has quadrupled in the past 2 years of people coming in and bringing in more fentanyl. And she's telling you that she's worked to secure the border. And she's telling you that she don't want, you know what I'm saying? Like fentanyl, like stuff to be coming in here. And they're literally opening up the border. Literally doing it. But they think like the voting public is so dense we don't understand that's what they doing. She's literally standing here next to this guy blowing smoke.
And we don't allow that kind of trafficking to
and
happen.
Shout out to
our
Vlad Steen with the
And-
$5 donation. He said, can imagine if politicians go Neuralink implant, you wouldn't know who be controlling the word salad or if they are the ones actually speaking.
as
man.
as my opponent
Shout out to Elon Musk.
has proven himself.
But let's rewind it and let her blow some smoke. Let's let her talk.
I've personally prosecuted transnational criminal organizations.
She went back to the soundbite. This is sad, y'all. I personally prosecuted transnational organizations. She literally did it again. She literally did. Dog, like, subscribe to the channel. She literally did it again. Literally in front of your face. Soundbite.
In the trafficking of guns, drugs, and human beings. I have spent a...
Bro, did y'all see, like, hold on real quick, because she capping way too much. Hold on. I said Sheriff Disney.
First, I want to
He's about to tell you a lot.
concern, and that huge concern is those that came here illegally. So I'm going to roll out a couple of things for you. First, I want you to see this chart. 25 illegal immigrants were arrested in this operation. They were from Venezuela, Cuba, Colombia, Guatemala, Honduras, and Mexico. 16% of these total arrests were people who should not even have been in this country, but they were.
Watch the video. We reacted to this video. It's a reaction to the video, and they ended up limiting the monetization on the video. Why did they do that? You know, a lot of these people, like, don't want this information out. But she could literally sit up here and say, and that literally just happened. What was it, like yesterday? A little bit before, 2 days ago? It just happened. The sheriff, they did a sting and they arrested all of them people. He exposed everything. Told everybody how much that they've been getting money from the government to be able to travel and do different things, and they here illegally. He literally just broke that down. He ain't say a bad word. He ain't say none of that. They limited the monetization. If you are a YouTube creator, shout out to Morris Coke for, sponsoring this war. Shout out to you, $9.99. If you are a YouTube creator, or you a creator out here, period, and they do something like that to you, what you gonna talk about? Entertainment? Oh, 50 Cent talking about Drake? Shout out to Mulaney Gibson with the $9.99. That's what they do to you out here. Oh, you're going to get in line one way or another. These companies, they don't want you to see this. Disney employee busted in Florida, human, I can't say that word, sting that nabbed 157 suspects. They are illegal. What's wrong with reacting to that? Somebody tell me, please. Everybody should be talking about this. Why, if I go on like these fake news sites, nobody's talking about it? And people wonder, yo, Piperboy Williams, how you getting 200 and 300 and 400,000 views? Because I'm the only person one of the only people that's talking about this stuff. This should be blasted everywhere. But she can sit here and talk to him and say she's working to keep the border safe. It don't look like it, ma'am.
Here. And they were here because we have a federal government that enabled these criminals to come into the country and then treated them very well after the criminals came here illegally.
What did he just say? He said this happened because we have a federal government that enabled them to come here. And then when they came here, they treated them well. That should be everywhere. When the last time you heard a sheriff get crazy like that? When? You never hear nobody, listen to me. You never hear nobody talking like that. And he's stepping out of character because this is a problem and they tired of dealing with it. They opening up the border. You don't see it now, but when people flood in here illegally, if you're legal, bring your sick, you're wounded, all of that, come legally, whatever. But when people start flooding in, hey, you know, the economy is the economy. If I own an apartment complex, a lot of people here, I'm going to raise the rent until I get what I want. If I'm selling the house, hey, it's a lot of people moving into this area. I'm going to raise the cost of my house until I get what I want. And then shout out to Nathan Abner with the $2 donation. He said, Democrats have always supported pedos. Yo, and then like the sheriff, right? He goes like deep into it, right? He starts calling out states and cities that should be have arrested these people and they will not arrest them. He called them out. He said where these people live at, like the Americans that went there trying to like smash and do all that. Like he told where they live at, where they worked at. If they was married, they had fiancés. Like he put that sheriff, I don't care what y'all say, he need a medal. He need an award. Hey, ain't we supposed to be like stopping this from happening? We shouldn't be silencing people that's stopping stuff like that from happening. He's a sheriff.
Significant part of my career, making sure that our border is secure and that we do not allow criminals in and we don't allow that kind of trafficking to happen and come into our country. And as my opponent has proven himself, he would prefer to run on the problem instead of fix the problem. You may know.
How many times has she said that? Trump will rather run on a problem than fix a problem. She is literally running on a problem instead of fixing a problem. They currently have power. I hope he understands that. You currently have power, ma'am. Like you and your boss. Y'all are in power. We should not have this problem. Y'all are running on the problem and blaming Donald Trump instead of fixing the problem. The problem was on the verge of being fixed. He had 500 miles of wall.
There were some of the most conservative members of the United States Congress working with others that came up with a border security bill that would have put 1,500 more border agents at the border. Those border agents are overwhelmed. They need the support. They need the backup. It would have allowed us.
And you guys are not giving it to them. That's why they're supporting Trump. Did y'all see the photo of the border agents and Trump? They are supporting him, not you guys. You guys are like, I don't know if you're defunding them or what you're doing, but they don't think that you guys are doing what you're supposed to do. That's why the agents are supporting Trump. So this is my problem with her. It's like, I can't argue for her. She's not giving me anything to argue for her for. We all know, like, because of the technological age of like the cell phones, the internet, and everybody using it, you know what I mean? And actually, like, not just for playing games and, you know what I mean, entertainment. People are paying attention. Younger generation. They used to be able to get over on this when it was just 65 and up. You know what I'm saying? 60 and up, like listening to it. They used to be able to get over. They can't do that no more. Now with everything that we've all found out, the videos we reacted to, everything, like, you guys have caused this problem. She can't sell me no fairy tale. I don't know about y'all.
To have more resources to stem the flow of fentanyl. I don't need to tell this state and people around the country what is happening in terms of the scourge of fentanyl and how it is literally killing Americans. It would have put resources into stemming the flow.
And their policies are literally bringing more of it in. They're literally, y'all want me to play the 60 Minutes interview? They're literally bringing in more of it. Literally. Shout out to Now with the $5 donation. I seriously believe Biden is in a better state of mind than this bot. Bro, I think she's a robot, bro.
It would have given more resources to prosecute, to investigate and prosecute transnational criminal organizations. It would have done a lot of good. Donald Trump got wind of the bill and told them, don't put it forward. He killed the bill because he'd prefer to run on a problem instead of fixing a problem. We have
Donald Trump, like, what? They're literally in power, y'all. I mean, I'm not making it like they're literally in power and she's blaming Trump. Like right now, literally. Listen to her.
put it forward.
And then like the Tim Walz and JD Vance like debate, Tim Walz was basically saying like, we can't get anything to pass Congress because of Donald Trump's influence. Why are you guys trying to be in office then if you can't do anything? If you can't do anything, why are you in office? So you mean to tell me you think we believe you about to make the rich pay their fair share? If you can't pass nothing through Congress? They sound smart to people that are not smart. This party will never make the rich pay their fair share. You know why? Because they're the rich. How much you think Obama is worth? I'll tell you, $70 million. That's what he's worth.
I don't understand how we got so toxic and just so divided and so bitter. And I get why sometimes people just don't want to pay attention to it.
Certain forces and people, they use suits and, you know, like nice articulate speech. But deep down, they're playing a game. They're all in on it. Except you.
I don't understand how we got so toxic and just so divided and so bitter. And I get why sometimes people just...
He said, oh, I can't convince the black people to vote for Kamala Harris. Let me bring out Eminem. Ah, we're moving on. We're going to M now.
Should never again stand behind
That is... This lady is so controlled.
Kill the bill.
So controlled. And
Because
then Rich with the $4.99, he said, regardless if you like Kamala or Trump, don't blindly believe Kamala. Do y'all not hear how she's using her publicity to create general fear? Wake up. I think people are waking up. I think they know. I think they understand. I don't think they're allowing people like this to dictate who they should vote for. I don't think they are. I think people are, they're starting to not believe robots. I I think people are waking up. I mean, I don't know. Like they'll show you show her doing interviews, but they won't show you like what be happening behind the scenes. This is what be happening behind the scenes when she goes places.
15,000 children died because of you. Stop the genocide. You're a murderer. 15,000 children died. Kamala Harris. It's good to have you back.
You're interrupting my flow.
And Jimmy Kimmel said, "You're interrupting my flow." Wow. Wow, Jimmy Kimmel. Wow.
Run on a problem instead of fixing a problem. We have to have a secure border, and we have to have a comprehensive pathway for citizenship. And that includes requiring people, hardworking people, to earn citizenship and do it in a comprehensive, humane, and orderly manner.
Let me ask you about that. I mean, you talk about the bill that Donald Trump quashed, that was in 2024. You talk about the bill he tried to get passed in 2021. That wasn't able to get passed. 2022, 2023, there were record border crossings. Your administration took hundreds of executive actions. It didn't stem the flow. Numbers kept going up. Finally, in 2024, just in June.
She looking at him like, bro, you better not be giving me. Get her, Anderson. Anderson, like, look, I'm sorry, Kamala. I got to ask you like let me slow this down. I got to ask you like a real hard question. Because you might lose this election, and we still need ratings. Watch this, y'all.
It's in 2024. You talk about the bill you tried to get passed in 2021. That wasn't able to get passed. 2022, 2023, there were record border crossings. Your administration took hundreds of executive actions. It didn't stem the flow. Numbers kept going up. Finally, in 2024, just in June, 3 weeks before the first presidential debate with Joe Biden, you institute executive actions that had a dramatic impact, really shut down people crossing over. Why didn't your administration do that in 2022, 2023?
First of all, you're exact.
And they're really only just cutting down it by half, even though it's quadruple. Like it's still double. You know what I'm saying? They're cutting it down. They're tying it down a little bit. But it's still like more people coming over. But that was a good question. Like, why didn't you do anything like back when?
Exactly right, Anderson. And as of today, we have cut the flow of immigration by over half. In fact, the numbers I saw most recently, illegal immigration.
But if it was that easy,
they still, I got to react, right? Because this is reaction. I don't want CNN pulling us down, right? Hit the like button, subscribe to the channel. Subscribe to the channel. We got to fight through this algorithm. We got 195,000 views on this video. We got to fight through the algorithm. It's a lot of distractions about to happen today, right? We got 2 weeks left until the election. They trying to distract y'all. They're still wanting more immigrants to come through. The reason why I say that, if it's quadrupled, that's why I keep saying this. She wants to say the same thing over and over again. I'm going to say the same thing over and over again. Shout out to Nature for subscribing. If it's quadruple, they cut it in half. They're still able to have double the people coming over here. You see what I'm saying? That's what they want. So now they can say, we cut it back, but they're still coming over here. You know what I mean? Like double the people. It's what they want. This is what they want to happen, bro.
Do that in 2022, 2023?
First of all, you're exactly right, Anderson. And as of today, we have cut the flow of immigration by over half. In fact, the numbers I saw most recently, illegal immigration.
But if it was that easy
with
that executive action, why not do it in 2022, 2023?
Talk to her, Anderson. I don't even be agreeing with you. Talk to her now. Listen to me. Talk to her. You ain't about to get out this question, Kamala.
We were working with Congress and hoping that actually we could have a long-term fix to the problem instead of a short-term fix.
You couldn't have done one and both at the same time?
Well, here's the thing.
Yo, he pressing her, bro.
We have to understand that ultimately this problem is going to be fixed through congressional action. Congress has the authority and the purse. I'd hate to use DC terms, but literally they write the checks. Part of the issue is in order to really fix the problem at the border. I was just at the border recently talking with border agents. You know what they talk about? Yes, they are overwhelmed. They're working around the clock. And the other thing that
they're overwhelmed. They're working around the clock. Somebody in the comments section said she forgot to mention she was raised in a middle-class family. Kamala's leftist supporters are going to blow up at Anderson for daring to ask her a hard question. She didn't answer the young man's question at all. 16,000 border agents sign on to endorse Trump. Anderson's not going to mention that when she talks about how overwhelmed they are. Question mark. She didn't answer the question. That guy is voting for Trump. CNN actually aired this interview because he asked her a tough question. This doesn't help Harris. She never answered the question from the audience members, not a single part of the question. She never talks about the other pieces of the bill that allows 5,000 illegal immigrants day cross or Ukraine funding. Why did the Border Patrol endorse Trump? Oh my gosh, it's the same rehearsed answers over and over. It's just crazy, bro. This is crazy.
they talk to me about,
she's like literally, I don't know what it is. I mean, the comment section doesn't, I see out of all those, I see one person saying I'm voting for Kamala. Out of all of those people.
We need more judges down there to deal with asylum claims. We need more personnel down there to deal with processing. But Anderson, and that's where Congress kicks in terms of dedicating the resources to actually fixing the problem. We have dealt with it.
Now she wants to blame Congress when they're the one that undid it. Listen to me. She ain't about to, listen. They undid this. Trump had everything in control. They came and they wanted pandemonium. Now she wanted to sit there and blame Trump. And then when she sat down with Brett Baer, she wanted to come up with, we could have tried to fix this 9 months ago, but Trump was running for president. Like, what are you talking about, lady? Y'all spent y'all entire term trying to get Donald Trump a felony. Well, guess what, lady? I'm voting for the felon. Thug life. Why are they trying to take Trump out of here? Listen to me. Why are they trying to take him out of here? Two assassination attempts. Then somebody else tried to go in there with Blix and they caught him. Why are they trying? I'm voting for the felon, dog. The one that they trying to get up out of here. That is who I'm voting for. Thug life. Not this political rhetoric, rehearsed answers. Stick to the sound bites, Kamala. Don't go off the script.
Should never again stand behind
the Stay on script, Kamala. Tracy Kaiser with the 199. She said it. They want to process them faster. Yo, Jarhead Airsoft 199. Thug life. Voting for the felon. Thug life. That's who I'm voting for. That's what it is.
Such that, to your point, we now, as of today...
You think I care that he has a felony when he made my life easier? He literally made my life easier. Businesses were thriving. How many times were companies paying out bonuses? Because they felt like they were making more money. But you know what she'll do, right? She'll hire 80-something thousand, or her and Biden will hire 80-something thousand IRS agents. Why are they hired? Are they hired to go after the rich? No, they're hired to go after you. So they can take your money and send it overseas. And then they can smile in your face with these sound bites. Oh, the American people just let us sit here and sound bite them to death. They going for it. And they got the media to back them. And they keep channels like this suppressed. I can't get over 100,000 views, subscribers. Why is that? When we seeing the Young Turks, TYT, fake news. Fake news. Even they turned on Kamala. Saturday Night Live turned on Kamala. CNN is in your face right now, starting to turn on Kamala. And this is, they're left. Shout out to the Beast 2827 for subscribing. Appreciate you. And they're left and they're turning. They're like, nah, we got to ask you a hard question. Like the video. Shout out to Nature Jared. Like the video.
Our visit have lower undocumented immigrants and illegal immigration than Trump when he left office.
That's true.
But we need a permanent solution, and that requires bipartisan work.
Do you wish you'd done those executive orders in 2022, 2023?
I think we did the right thing, but the best thing that can happen for the American people is that we have bipartisan work happening, and I pledge to you that I will work across the aisle to fix this long-standing problem.
So you're pledging to me that you're going to work across the aisle, but all you're doing is blaming the other aisle. So if I'm on the other aisle, right, I'm going to be looking at her like, nah, I ain't doing nothing she want us to do. Remember when Nancy Pelosi wouldn't help pass anything? Remember her? They gonna act like that with you. Roles are gonna be reversed. They not gonna rock with you, Kamala. I'm telling you. Like how you approaching this right now, they not rocking. They not.
I think the American people are demanding it on both sides of the aisle. And it's time we actually put the partisan approach to this aside. We know what can work.
Well, let's talk about this compromise bill that you want to pass if you're elected. You said that's going to be a priority. It includes $650 million in funding for the border wall. That's something Republicans wanted. That was part of the compromise. Under Donald Trump, you criticized the wall more than 50 times. You called it...
I know she thinking in her head, what did they get me into? You supposed to be on my side, Cooper? He like, nah, not today, Kamala. Not today. I'm thinking he might end up dropping the blue flag and raising the red one. That's what I'm thinking. The way he talking, yo.
It's stupid, useless, and a medieval vanity.
Yeah, but now you gonna like secure the border, but you denounced what Trump was trying to do 50 times. Let's listen to what Anderson Cooper is saying.
$1 million in funding for the border wall. That's something Republicans wanted. That was part of the compromise. Under Donald Trump, you criticized the wall more than 50 times. You called it stupid, useless, and a medieval vanity project. Is a border wall stupid?
Well, let's talk about Donald Trump and that border wall. So remember, Donald Trump said Mexico would pay for it? Come on, they didn't. How much of that wall did he build? I think the last number I saw is about 2%. And then when it came time for him to do a photo op, you know where he did it? In the part of the wall that President Obama built.
But you're agreeing to a bill that would earmark $650 million to continue building that wall.
Let's let Anderson Cooper run back that.
You know where he did it? In the part of the wall that President Obama built.
But you're agreeing to a bill that would earmark $650 million to continue building that wall.
You agreed to a bill that would earmark $650 million that would continue building that wall. But you were against it 50 times. Yo, Anderson Cooper is cooking her, bro. They walked her into, like, man, she was not ready for this.
Photo op, you know where he did it? In the part of the wall that President Obama built.
But you're agreeing to a
come
bill
on.
that would earmark $650 million to continue building that wall.
I pledge that I am going to bring
Flip-flop.
forward that bipartisan bill to further strengthen and secure our border. Yes, I am. And I'm going to work across the aisle to pass a comprehensive bill that deals with a broken immigration system. I think Jackson's question, part of it was to acknowledge that America has always had migration, but there needs to be a legal process for it.
Then why weren't you on Univision telling them that? When you were on Univision talking and that girl pressed you when she was saying that her family was living in the shadows and she worked to get her father his legal status, but her mother unfortunately passed, but before she can get her legal status, and she told you, what are you going to do to make sure people living in the shadows are getting the health care that they deserve? You should have told that lady right there. You should have been like, oh, well, I'm sorry, ma'am. Like, the way it works, you got to come over here legally. Why didn't you say that to that lady? Why did you sit there and placate her? There's a problem going down, and it's being exposed by the sheriff. And she'll tell you, oh, well, we're trying to make the border better. This is we need like, no, you're not. This never would have went down. I can't even react to it because it's so messed up.
People have to earn it. And that's the point.
It's ridiculous. Kamala is ridiculous, y'all. She is ridiculous. Hold on, let me pull that back up.
Standing problem. I think the American people are demanding it on both sides of the aisle. And it's time we actually put the partisan approach to this aside. We know what can work.
Well, let's talk about this compromise bill that you want to pass if you're elected. You said that's going to be a priority. It includes $650 million in funding for the border wall. That's something Republicans wanted. That was part of the compromise. Under Donald Trump, you criticized the wall more than 50 times. You called it stupid, useless, and a medieval vanity project. Is a border wall stupid?
Well, let's talk about Donald Trump and that. Question, part of it was to acknowledge that America has always had migration, but there needs to be a legal process for it. People have to earn it. And that's the point that I think is the most important point that can be made, which is we need a president who is grounded in common sense and practical outcomes.
We need Donald Trump. You literally just said it. We need Donald Trump. Because in 4 years, the border has gotten out of control. The Border Patrol agents don't even think you guys can solve this issue. Why are they doing photo ops with Donald Trump and you're the person in power? Isn't that a risk for funding or whatever? Like, wouldn't that be a risk? I would be thinking like, yo, like, she could like help to try to do something behind the scenes to try to defund this. But they're in such overload right now, they think Trump can fix it, not you. So yeah, we need somebody decisive and somebody can get this situation in order, and it's not you. It's not. You even have people switching parties right now. Did y'all see this? Y'all ain't gonna believe this, bro. Homegirl done switch parties. Tulsi Gabbard leaves the Democratic Party.
Yo, watch this. Watch Trump's reaction to Tulsi's announcement.
The Republican Party and bring it back to the party of the people and the party of peace. But I'm proud to stand here with you today, President Trump, and announce that I'm joining the Republican Party.
Robert Kennedy standing up for Trump right now. Like, Trump is offering Robert Kennedy like a position. I don't know, man. Kamala, I think you in trouble right now. I think you in trouble. CNN turning on you. Lefties are losing it, if you ask me. Hit the like button, subscribe to the channel. Thug Life. We got to get this channel to 100,000 subscribers. People have got to see there are people like me that don't think blue. And trust and believe, if you blue, that's what you're going to vote for. That's what you're going to vote for. We ain't bullying. We letting y'all talk in the chat. It is what it is. You know what I'm saying? You have a right to say your opinion. But not all of us think like Charlemagne the God. I don't. At all.
Let's just fix this thing. Let's just fix it. Why is there any ideology?
Yeah, let's fix this thing. Let's just fix it. It was fixed. You literally didn't even answer this guy's question. And don't take my, you know what I mean, me being passionate about this as me being like, you know what I mean, like insincere. Like she didn't answer his question. She went on a tangent. Let's just fix this thing. Let's just fix this water grid. Well, yeah, it was fixed. Y'all undid it. This is what this blackmail is saying. It was fixed or on its way to being all the way fixed. And then here y'all come undoing everything, causing more like disarray. In the midst of high interest rates, inflation, war is going on, and y'all saying that, yo, the world's not going to be safe with Trump. Here, there wasn't one war going down. Let Vladimir Putin try it if he want to. He knew what it was. He knew Trump meant business. How can we trust you to stand in front of him? Why is like Vladimir Putin making jokes like, oh, well, I'm supporting Kamala Harris. Why is he doing that? He should be not liking you. Why does he like you? Like nobody's thinking about that? I want somebody who's a warlord to look at my president like, yo, I don't want to try that dude. Say what you want to say about him, but I don't know. Like, you know, if I get out of line, he might put more sanctions on us. He might, like, we don't know what this dude gonna do. That's a president for you, dog. Not like, let's just please fix the border. Let's please. After y'all done messed it up. After y'all done undid what he did. I don't know if y'all remember this, but Trump went after the I don't even know, the pill companies. I can't say the word on YouTube. For the epidemic of people like popping pills. And they had to pay like billions of dollars. What president do you know went after them type people? Trump. Remember when that blue party, when Obama got in there and he did like the health care? You know what I'm saying? Like you know what I mean? You get the health care, whatever. Oh, you can't afford it, so we're going to do the Affordable Health Care Act. Remember that? People couldn't afford health care, but now the government is forcing them to get it. I'm an insurance company. I'm going to raise my prices because you got to get it. Why do you think auto insurance is so high and they don't do anything for you? Because it's forced. So then they couldn't afford insurance. You force them to get it, and if they don't get it, they got to pay a penalty after the end of the year. Thug life. We seen through all that. Trump had some things he had to fix. I know who y'all working for. I could see it, and it wasn't for me.
Fix it. Why is there any ideological perspective on this? Let's just fix the problem.
To fix the problem, you're doing this compromise bill. It does call for $650 million that was earmarked under Trump to actually still go to build the wall.
I am not afraid of good ideas where they occur.
So you don't think it's stupid anymore?
I think what he did and how he did it did not make much sense because he actually didn't do much of anything.
Lord help us. People were living better. There were mom and pop stores. Interest rates on homes was lower. Groceries was cheaper. The border was more secure. We didn't have a lot of this going on. He didn't do much of anything. People switching parties on y'all like left and right.
Yo, watch this. Watch Trump's reaction to Tulsi's announcement.
The Republican Party and bring it back to the party of the people and the party of peace. But I'm proud to stand here with you today, President Trump, and announce that I'm joining the Republican Party.
And you got Liv Cheney on your side. Did y'all like her father when he was like I don't think y'all did. I don't think anybody like her father. Nobody did. But that's supposed to be like your saving grace. This is becoming more and more of a joke, I tell y'all.
The mother of Rachel Morris.
This is crazy. This is like literally insane. And then you got Candace Owens. Shout out to my girl Candace Owens. I don't know her, but thug life. You know what I mean? It is what it is. Candace Owens is exposing your family tree and everybody's trying to ignore it. And she got like millions of views. Millions of views. In your book, you're taking a picture with somebody that was not on Earth, allegedly, when you were born. But they're trying to blackify you. And she ends up finding out who Miss Barrow really was. Why is it CNN asking you about this? Why didn't Charlemagne had Candace Owens' number. She changed the number on him. he confronted her on the interview. Well, I tried to call you, didn't answer. She's like, I changed my number. Why didn't they ask about this? Things that make you go, something ain't right. Something ain't right.
And she's not, okay? She's a career politician, which means what? When they get uncomfortable, they go back to muscle memory, which is just canned answers, right? Answers that she's always given, answers that are empty, answers that really don't connect with anybody. This is who she was during the entire CNN town hall, okay? So now probably one of the biggest mistakes she made.
Shout out to Candace Owens. We got to watch this, bro.
She went as clamoring. We're all over the place trying to gather everything that we've just realized. And I had a major break in the Kamala investigation, and I am stressed. I'm actually, as I said on Instagram, at the point where I personally want reparations from Kamala Harris. I actually think all of us are now personally due
Yo, shout out to Candace.
reparations from Kamala Harris for this book. The ancestral blackface that is going on is out of control. Obviously, we have been investigating Beryl, and you're just not going to believe what we've actually found out about Beryl's mom, Iris. So let's just get started right away. Welcome back to Candace.
Shout out to Candace. Go in on her, girl.
Kamala Harris, if that's even your real name, I just want you to know that you have an open invite to the show. I am probably the only person that will give you a serious interview, and I feel that I deserve it. Truly, I feel that I deserve this interview to sit down with you and learn who the hell you are or who the hell you think you are, because it does take a lot of audacity to do what you have done. So let's just pick up with...
Please subscribe to her channel. Let me hit this like. She ain't got like 71,000 likes for nothing. When I tell you this girl is breaking her down, she is breaking her down. You know what I'm saying? Shout
Beryl,
out.
right? That is what we have been inching closer to, recognizing that we've been lied to about Beryl. That was the big break that we got last week. And as I said, I confirmed this with relatives in Kamala's family that she lied about Beryl. That picture is not the correct Beryl. She was light-skinned, and that she had a sister named Norma. So I just kind of wanted to focus on Beryl myself, because I just felt like you get this feeling that we're so close and there's something that's in our face and we're just kind of missing it. That's how I have felt throughout this entire process. Like, Candace, what are the pieces that you're putting together here, that the picture is appearing in front of you? So I said, let me go back and just kind of write down.
Zigzag is a subscribers, I think, said she did not grow up in the United States. She went to high school in Canada, and then she started college in Canada too. So I mean, her formative years, she was in Canada.
The bullet points of the things that we know,
like,
for sure, like
wasn't Obama like raised in like Indonesia, and then like he finally, like, his father wasn't even really president. He was raised around like white folks. I ain't got no problem with white folks, but he was raised around white folks, and then he ended up going to Hawaii, and he went to like a private school. It was like no black people in there. In that school, but he wanted to tell us about the struggle. Like, Obama is ridiculous. That's why he went and was like, let me get Eminem. Obama is ridiculous, bro. But yeah, Kamala Harris, it's a lot that we don't know about this lady. And this, like, Candace Owens, she needs like some sort of an award for how she unlocked the, Pandora's box of secrets with Kamala Harris.
Basically as a fact about this alleged Beryl Finnegan that we have been looking for, okay? What do we actually have as
And then she found out, like, Joe Biden is actually, like, a descendant of the Finnegans. Like, she broke it down like that, bruh. Shout out to her.
As fact, rather from Kamala or Kamala's father or somebody related to her family. So here it is. I'm going to take you guys through this list. Per Donald's essay, which was published in Jamaican Global Online, we know that Beryl's mother's name is Iris, that she went as Miss Iris. Per that same essay, we learned that Iris was married to Mr. Christie, which implies, it's not for certain, that his surname could include, that her surname could include Christie. So maybe we have Iris Christie somewhere. Or also maybe perhaps that we have a Beryl Christie somewhere, because perhaps we could assume that Mr. Christie is her father. What we know as an established fact from Donald's essay is that Iris and Mr. Christie ran a cane farm near, and I don't know if I've been saying this right, but I've been saying Enon Town, or maybe it's Enon Town. That is, again, what he put in his essay. He also let us know that Beryl's mother, Iris, was involved in the church. We then knew, per Dorothy's memories, that Beryl was extraordinarily lighter than Kamala Harris. And again, I confirmed that with a direct relative of Kamala, the family.
I don't know if you guys seen it. So we ended up reacting to a little bit of Candace Owens' previous video, to where one of Kamala Harris's relatives, alleged relative, ended up hitting Candace Owens up in an email and kind of correcting some issues with like the family, but she basically had like the photos and everything to prove that she was a family member. But it kind of, she corrected like, I think like a couple like little mistakes, but all in all, like, Candace Owens was spot on, so she's right about like the grandmother and everything.
Family said, no, that is not a picture of Beryl that is put in her book, which is explosive, and every mainstream news media outlet should be reporting on this. And of course they are not, because
they're not. Like, I gotta react, you know what I'm saying? So I'm starting to react and talk. But they are trying to blackify her. In her book, she has a picture of somebody that is not her grandmother. That's black. And her grandmother that's allegedly not her grandmother. I gotta say that. But like, her grandmother, like, they found out she's like Irish and like Jewish or something like that. Like, nothing against like Jewish people, thug life, you know what I mean? It is what it is. But that's what they found out that she is. And Kamala Harris has a picture with a lady that's supposed to be her grandmother, that's Candace Owens, like, through her research, actually found out she was the help of the house. It wasn't her grandmother, it was the help of the house. Which is like insane. Like, this is what everybody's been talking about. Is this. So Candace Owens is diving deeper and deeper and deeper into this. And she just interviewed like Judge Joe Brown, which he really doesn't like Kamala Harris. So it's a lot going on, bro. It's insane.
They are terrified of this series because they are complicit in all of these lies. And we also know that Beryl's mother's maiden name was Finnegan. We learned this, by the way, in his essay. He writes that her name was Nay Finnegan. We're going to actually read his essay directly because there are some things that I really want to impress upon you. And lastly, as I said earlier, we know that she had a sister, that sister's name is Norma, and that Norma was even whiter than Beryl was. That has been confirmed by relatives. Okay. Now I want to jump into focusing on what specifically Donald wrote in his piece, because I had to just keep rereading it for clues until finally it jumped on me. I'm taking you guys on the journey that I have been on over the last few weeks. Donald wrote that,
y'all can,
and I'm just going to read, quote,
subscribe to her channel and watch this series. Y'all want to watch like the Menendez brothers? Nah, watch this. It's a literal scary movie. Like, watch it. And then you, like, after you get to like this point and you looking at, you like, yo, this lady is really running for president. Like, it's crazy. Like, you got to watch like all her videos, bro.
My roots go back within my lifetime to my paternal grandmother, Miss Chrissy, formerly Christiana Brown, descendant of Hamilton Brown, who is on record as plantation and slave owner and the founder of Brownstown. And to my maternal grandmother, this is where we're going to focus, Miss Iris, formerly Iris Finnegan, farmer and an educator from Eanontown and Inverness, ancestry unknown to me. Okay, now here is the rest of Donald's piece. We're pulling this up for you if you'd like to read along. We're just focusing on the portion about Miss Iris, okay? Miss Iris, mother of 8 children too, was the sweetest and gentlest person one could meet. But underneath it was a tough farming woman who ran the cane farm at Thatchwalk near Eanontown, jointly owned with her husband, Mr. Christie. She was always ready to go to church on Sunday to preach and teach about the revelations that she saw approaching the world at that time, during and after World War II, in accord with the Bible. I spent summers with her roaming around the cane field, fascinated by the mechanical operation of cane juicing by the old method, a wooden pole extended out from the grinding machine and tied to a mule, walking round and round to grind the cane. And eager to drink a cup of the juice caught directly from the juice flowing into the vat to be boiled and crystallized as raw sugar. No Coke or Pepsi could beat the taste of that fresh cane juice. It was a joy and a learning experience for me to hang out with the
So she basically showing like there's like in-depth knowledge about this.
workers on the cane farm.
Like if somebody is like, you know, talking about like how it was like being around that person. You see what I'm saying?
See them wield a cutlass, the machete, with such flourish and finesse, listen to their stories of exploits, some too X-rated for me to repeat, and sit with them as they prepared their meal by putting everything in one big Dutch pot, cooking over an open fire in the field, and serving it out on a big banana leaf for all of us to eat sitting there. Looking back now, I can say with certainty, and all due credit to Miss Iris, that it was this early, intimate exposure to operation of the sugar industry at the local level of small-scale production with family labor and free wage labor, coupled with my growing curiosity about how these things came to be, that led me, once I started reading about the history of Jamaica, to a closer study of the sugar industry. I came then to understand its origin as a system of global production and commerce based on slave labor, with Jamaica as a key component of that system from its very start. Miss Iris died in 1981 at the grand old age of 93, and I grieved over the loss of someone so dear and close to me. She is shown here in a photo taken by me in 1966, just back from church, proudly holding in her lap little Kamala, and confident in her firm prediction even then of the future achievements of her great-granddaughter, after giving her blessings by making a cross with her finger on the child's forehead. Okay, I wanted to read that to you so that you could be processing this information with me. I actually realized there are a ton of clues in here. There are aspects of this piece that never quite even made sense to me, by the way. The biggest thing that I thought was a glaring error of some description was the fact that he says that Iris was Nay Finnegan, that she was formerly Finnegan, implying that she then became Iris Christie because she says that she was married to Mr. Christie. I think we can reasonably assume that within this time frame, okay, this isn't like the woke United States 2024, men were not taking the surnames of women, right? So if he's being called Mr. Christie, it's likely not because he is taking her surname. And I thought that was very strange that he wrote Nay Finnegan because it would imply that she was born Finnegan. And we know that that wasn't accurate because we have Beryl's birth certificate. Okay, so we have
Yo, she got the birth certificate, bro. Like, thug life. This is real journalism. Real journalism. Yes. Shout out to Trillion Truly, subscriber. Real journalism. Shout out to Candace Owens. Somebody, whoever got all the awards, she needs one.
Iris's daughter, Beryl's Grandma Beryl, the birth certificate, and it lists Iris Finnegan, but it says that her name is formerly Allen. Okay, so he should have written Iris Nay Allen as the mother. So that was always something that I just had in my head as a strange question mark. We're showing you that birth certificate right now. There we have, just as he listed, in Inverness, St. Anne, born in 1917. We have Beryl Magdalene, a female, and the mother is Iris Finnegan, formerly Allen, listed as a seamstress. Okay. So parking that aside, another thing that he gives us, he writes that she
7,000 more subscribers till we get 100,000 subscribers. You know what I'm saying? Be a part of my history. This is a part of my history. Shout out to everybody. Thug Life, 7,100 subscribers to go. Appreciate everybody.
Lived to the grand old age of 93. So I just went to my
But subscribe to Candace Owens, please.
head. Okay, how many people with the name Iris, Finnegan, Christie, whatever it is, have lived that long in that particular area in this time frame? We've got to be able to limit this down to just a few irises, maybe even just one iris. People just don't live into their 90s, right? So I was looking for a woman that was born around 1888 and lived until the 1980s with the surnames Christie or Finnegan, okay? Lo and behold, and by the way, I want to be clear, this is off by 2 years, but I was always comfortable with the idea that he may have had her birth year wrong or her death year wrong, because on Jamaican Global Online, they actually had to update this piece twice.
My bad, Candace Owens. Somebody said our history. This is our history. Thug Life. Y'all are part of I rock with y'all. 23,000 subscribers, 23,275 subscribers, and a little bit over 2 weeks. I rock with y'all, bro. Y'all are crazy.
Because Donald had the wrong death date and his
we gonna get that plaque, y'all.
Wrong age dates for when Christiana Brown died. Quite strange, because when you're writing a piece, you can sit down and do the math. But I know that they had to adjust this piece a few times because of wrong dates for his grandparents. So lo and behold, I come across on ancestry.com this entry of an Iris Christie. I'm going to show you this right now. Look at this. An Iris Christie, a female, death age 97, died in Kingston, Jamaica. Born, death date is in 1983, which puts her birth date at 1886. And it tells us that her spouse is Claudius Christie. Is it okay? Like, there could be another woman that lived this long with the exact same name around the exact same area. Let me see if I can locate a death certificate for this Miss Iris Christie. And we were, in fact, able to locate a death certificate. So let's pull that up here. All right, so we're getting a little more information here. We have this Iris Christie. It tells us that she died of respiratory failure. Okay, check. It tells us that she was married. Okay, check. It tells us that she lived to the ripe old age of 97. Now, he says 93 or 94, but okay, that doesn't put me off at all. Again, she was quite old, and he would have been quite young, and he maybe didn't have that correct. Tells us the birthplace is St. Anne. I'm feeling really good about this, and I'm going, okay, like, let's maybe look into Claudius Christie. Now, of course, what's missing here is we don't have any indication that her name was formerly Finnegan or at all Finnegan. So we're putting this in the
real quick before we finish, like, with this. Isn't it strange that it has to be like Candace Owens, which is smart lawyer and all that, like her to break this down? And this is supposed to be the person that is about to run our, like, people are thought about, like, running our country, and we don't even know, like, her history. And it's taken Candace Owens to show us all of this about her. Like, we don't know nothing about this lady. It's crazy.
the maybe pile until we came across something else that was incredibly interesting. Just give me 30 seconds to toss this to one of our advertisers, and I'm going to tell you what that is. I want to let you guys know that this episode on two, and these two are clearly related. If you aren't sure where to start, you can take their skincare quiz to find the perfect routine for your skin type. In this time frame, we only stumbled upon two, and these two are clearly related, okay? So we have a Claudius Christie, who we now know is married to an Iris Christie, and this is the screenshot that instantly came up that made me go, oh, okay, look at this screenshot from ancestry.com. Claudius E. Christie, and then you see it says relative S.S. Finnegan. Oh, but look at the birth. We have the birth in Jamaica, Enentown, St. Anne. Okay, things are happening here. Things are happening here. So pull that back up. So we know that this man was married to Iris, and for whatever reason, this document, and you can see we're going to get into a U.S. passenger list, a ship that is going to New Orleans. Like, what are we talking about here? And from Enentown, like, now I'm like, okay, we're getting real specific here. Enidtown, Iris, Mr. Christie. You're not going to convince me we don't have the right Mr. Christie here. But I said, let's take a look and see what we can come up with. Okay. This is just crazy. So let's take a look at this.
It's crazy, y'all. What is going on, bruh?
Document, the ship manifest document, and see if anything jumps out at us. Okay. So just to be clear, when you're seeing that SS Finnegan, what happens is that when people are on Ancestry, they are trying to read this old script and they're writing whatever they think that it says, or doing their best to write what they think that it says, to decipher what it is that people are writing. And obviously, this is quite old. This is from 1943. And we have this ship, again, the David C. Shanks ship. Now, this instantly flagged in my head because I remember that Lawford Newland. Remember that name when we found a marriage certificate between a Beryl and a Lawford Newland. And Lawford, for whatever reason, was going for agricultural work into New Orleans. And I was going, this doesn't make any sense. Beryl was supposed to have money. And we know Beryl had money because her son was rolling around. Her son, Kenneth, has been rolling around in a motorcycle. And Dorothy fondly remembers that, remembers them running the store. So that was, I'm already like, okay, now we have Mr. Christie on the same exact ship headed to the same exact place, presumably also for agricultural work. So it's 2 pages. I'm going to give you first a bird's eye view of page 1 of this manifest, and then we'll cut over here to page 2, and now we're going to do a close-up of what it says, okay? So there you can see that we have 2 Claudius Christies.
Yo, that's crazy.
And they are traveling together, and it says Claudius Christie 33, that's the age, Claudius Christie 24, and then you can see in the further column that it lets us know, yes, he is from Enidtown, St. Anne, Jamaica. Okay. Now, if we get to that second page, and this is exactly how we did it today too, I went, okay, that person wrote SS Finnegan, but I don't see SS Finnegan, right? I see maybe JJ Finnegan. I asked Mark, my director, he's like, yeah, no, I see JJ. That I don't think there's anybody that makes an S like that in cursive. So we're going, okay, well, interesting. But actually what I find more interesting is that next to it, in parentheses, it says what I believed was friend. I'm going, wait a second. This guy is married, okay? He's married to Iris. This shouldn't be a friend of his. This should be some sort of a...
The fact that they can read this is insane. Can y'all read that?
relative. We again see Enidtown, St. Anne, Jamaica, and beneath it, I can't make out who his father is. Looks to me to say like Jamie Christie might be the father, but I'm going, why would J.J. Finnegan, and maybe I'm just reading the cursive wrong, be listed as a friend? And then I said, wait, what is this column in general? Like, what is this column asking for them to fill out? And here's what the top of that column says. It says the name and complete address of the nearest relative or friend in the country whence the alien came, or if none there, then in the country of which a citizen or subject. So he has put down that he's got a friend. I don't know if this is like to vouch for, just writing down a friend would be this JJSSTT. We don't really know, but we've got a Finnegan friend, and this math is not mathing. Furthermore, on this document, this Mr. Christie is listed as a Black Negro. Now, why is that relevant? Well, it's relevant because Donald Harris has provided us with a photo of his wife, Miss Iris Christie. Okay? Miss Iris, is very much Black, very, very dark-skinned, the woman that is holding Kamala Harris. And now we are being told, informed by this ship manifest, that her husband was also a Black Negro. And I am not saying that I am a geneticist. I am not saying that I am 23andMe, but I've been around. I've been around enough to know that two Black Negroes cannot produce a white Norma or an Irish.
Yo, she is wildin', bruh. Professionally. Shout out to her.
Looking barrel. So what the heck is going on here? Also, just like I said about Lawford Newland and Burial, typically people who own and operate farms and are operating stores are not out here on ships to America looking to pick up work, agricultural work with their sons or their relatives. So I said, can we find Claudius's birth certificate? Okay, can we find Claudius? Maybe Claudius had money, I don't know, and then gave it to his wife, and then she gave it to Beryl. Like, who is this Claudius Christie? And here's what we came up with. Yeah, here's Claudius's birth certificate. Claudius was born in 1895, so that makes sense.
What? She went all the way back there. Yo, Kamala is shaking in her boots with this girl, bruh.
Having married Iris. And it tells us that his mother's name is Emily Christie and that she was a laborer. Gosh, where so many laborers? Where is all of this money coming from? You guys, what are we to make of this? I will tell you what I have made of this. I think I was correct from day one. Okay. What they have done is they have merged identities. Okay. I very much believe on the basis of what Donald wrote in his piece that he knew the identity of the people who worked on the farm. He did. He tells you. He ran around. They told him the stories. Like, okay. So he knew these workers. He knew these agricultural workers. And there's no doubt in my mind that he had a real relationship with them. Such a real relationship that I believe that Donald Harris merged the identity of the people who worked on the farm and the people who owned it. I believe the people who owned that farm are his true grandparents. Okay. I think Kamala's real great grandmother was Ora Iris Allen. Okay. Not Nay Finnegan. I believe it is Nay Allen, that she was Ora Allen. And I know and now believe that he told the truth about her love of preaching the Bible, because now that I had that in my mind, I said, let me just look up Ora Allen. Let me look up Ora Allen. I'm looking up Ora, Christie, all this stuff. What about just Ora Allen? And would you believe that we were able to stumble upon an Iris Allen multiple times in the Kingston Gleaner as an evangelist for the New Testament Church of God, Cambridge St. James. I'm going to show you that piece right here. Cambridge
Reverend Wisdom, Women Evangelist Iris Allen. Service Sunday, 9 a.m. Sunday school, 10:30 a.m. Morning worship, 9:30 p.m. Evangelistic service. This is crazy. Iris Allen.
You have Rev Winston Williams and Evangelist Iris Allen. Multiple entries that tell us that she was involved with this church. And when I mapped out where the church was, ladies and gentlemen, it was in St. Anne. So again, what do we have a circumstance of? Well, I'm telling you right now, if the next journalist that is in front of her does not begin to ask her questions about this, okay, then we know that everyone is simply a fraud, because this is unbelievably scandalous, okay? It is unbelievably scandalous. I truly believe with everything in me that that picture of Beryl that she used was likely a woman whose name was Beryl. I don't doubt that, but it wasn't her grandma, okay? That wasn't Grandma Beryl. That was likely a grandma. That was likely somebody's grandma who had been working on a farm, which was in part owned by her father's family. And
crazy.
Similarly, for this Iris Allen and these women who never quite looked affectionate in these photos with Kamala Harris, yeah, I believe that that woman likely worked on that farm for a very long time. And so he had the confidence to take their names and to merge their identities with his true relatives, who he does not want to give to the public. So now I am very interested in the...
I'm just showing y'all, like, Candace is cooking this girl, bro. Yo, subscribe to Candace Owens. If you want to see the rest of that, let's see if let's just check out one more question that CNN's giving Kamala Harris. Harris says she believes Trump is a fascist. What? I don't even want to hear that. Like, she wildin'.
Tanisha Scala from Lansdowne, Pennsylvania. She works as an education administration manager for the Pennsylvania Department of Corrections. Registered Democrat who says she's leaning towards supporting you, has yet to make her final decision. Tanisha, welcome.
Thank you, Anderson. Thank you, Madam Vice President, for joining us this evening.
Can I get 93,000 subscribers? Yeah, wait. Subscribe now. Stop playing with me.
I appreciate
We're trying to get 100,000. Subscribe now. Wait a minute.
that you did acknowledge that we are a country that is faced with problems and issues, with the Supreme Court being plagued with issues.
This video has 300,000 views. I should have 93,000 subscribers. Y'all playing, bruh.
Would you be in favor of expanding the court to, say, 12, so each justice has only one circuit court other than Chief Justice to assist in making judgments more balanced?
Well, to your point, there is no question that the American people increasingly are losing confidence in the Supreme Court. And in large part because of the behavior of certain members of that court and because of certain rulings, including the Dobbs decision and taking away a precedent that had been in place for 50 years, protecting a woman's right to make decisions about her own body. So I do believe that there should be some kind of reform of the court, and we can study what that actually looks like. But I do believe. But again, let's just, while you raise the point of the court, understand that, again, in 13 days, the American people...
Are you in favor of expanding the Supreme Court to 12 justices?
People will decide who is the next president of the United States. In 13 days, you will decide who is sitting in the Oval Office on January 20th. And on one hand, you have in Donald Trump someone who has increasingly proved himself to be unstable, and who, as we have established and the people close to him have established, he is unfit to serve.
Somebody who on January 20th, you can be sure, will spend full time like we know and we've seen the image mentally.
Why would they do 12 justices? Like, can they even do that? Isn't there like 9? Let me see. Like, can they? Hold on. Can they go? Hold on. All right. Can they really expand the Supreme Court? Democrats have introduced a bill to expand the number of justices on the Supreme Court from 9 to 13. Such a move can allow President Biden to swing the current 6-3 conservative majority in favor of liberals. The effort, condemned by Republicans, faces long odds and has raised questions about why the issue is being raised now and what Congress can actually do. That's crazy. Why the push to add justices to the Supreme Court? Democrats say it is in response to Senate GOP leader Mitch McConnell. Early in 2016, McConnell blocked hearings or a vote on Judge Merrick Garland, President Obama's nominee, to fill the seat left by the sudden death of conservative Justice Antonio Scalia. McConnell said that in an election year, the voter should decide who will choose the next justice. When Donald Trump was elected, he chose Scalia's replacement. But late in 2020, when liberal Justice Ruth Ginsburg died, McConnell rushed through another Trump nominee to fill a seat a week before the election, which was won by Joe Biden. The Republicans stole 2 seats on the Supreme Court, and now it is up to us to repair the damage, Senator Ed Markey, the bill's sponsor, said outside the court on Thursday. Like, nah, bruh. Can Congress change the number of seats on the high court? Yes. The Constitution leaves this decision to Congress. It says the judicial power of the United States shall be vested in one Supreme Court and in such inferior courts as the Congress may from time to time ordain and establish. And from time to time, Congress has indeed changed the number of justices. It was 6 when Congress passed the first Judiciary Act in 1789, and the number fluctuated in the mid-19th century, but since 1869, the High Court has had 9 justices. Yo, what? Yo, that lady asking that question is fire.
It had been in place for 50 years, protecting a woman's right to make decisions about her own body. So I do believe that there should be some kind of reform of the court, and we can study what that actually looks like. But I do believe. But again, let's just, while you raise the point of the court, understand that, again, in 13 days, the American people will decide who is the next president of the United States. In 13 days, you will decide who is sitting in the Oval Office on January 20th. And on one hand, you have in Donald Trump.
Yo, we cannot let her win, bro. We cannot let them win, bro. If they expand this, nah, bruh. What do y'all think about this in the comment? Like, nah, they bugged out, bruh. Like, they opening the border. They want to expand the Supreme Court. Like, nah, bruh. Yeah, I'm about to, bro. Like, nah, I'm voting for Trump, bro. Ain't no way I'm gonna let them in. Like, as loose as they're being with the border, and they're thinking about even thinking about doing that is insane. That is insane, bro. Imagine if they had the power to overrule, like, in the Supreme Court, what they would do. And they're already giving all of our money to different countries. Our tax money to other countries. They're doing it now. They're opening the borders and getting rid of voter ID. Doing it now. And she's being asked, like, are you going to put the wall back up? Well, I'm going to common sense legislate. Like, she don't want the border closed at all. Like, when Trump is saying, like, yo, like, democracy is being threatened, and Elon Musk is on Twitter going crazy. It's for a reason. Bro, I think they're gonna, like, nah, bro. Y'all talking about Donald Trump is not a constitutionalist or he wants to get rid of the y'all are trying to override. Like, we ain't doing this, bro. I'm voting for Trump, bro.
Someone who has increasingly proved himself to be unstable and who, as we have established and the people close to him have established, he is unfit to serve. Somebody who on January 20th, you can be sure, will spend full time, like we know, and we've seen the image mentally of him sitting in the dining room off of the Oval Office, watching for hours as people violently attack the Capitol. You can be sure, because he has said he would weaponize the Department of Justice to go after his political enemies, that you can look at a Donald Trump in the White House.
You literally just weaponized the Department of Justice and went after Trump. Y'all literally just did that. Y'all gave him a felony. Y'all like wasted no expense. I can't say what y'all spared no expense to go after Trump. Y'all literally did that. Y'all thought that was going to help. And people are so tired of living how we lived in the past 4 years that he can run. And the Republicans stepped aside like, let him go. Let him run. That's how much political capital he has. Because he's done the work. We had no wars. We didn't have to sit there and watch him give $1.5 billion in aid to a different country. That's you. We cannot, like, y'all do what y'all want. I'm not, you know what I mean? Like, I am voting for Trump, bro. Period.
House after January 20th, sitting in that Oval Office, plotting his revenge. He has talked about the enemies within. We haven't even raised that subject, Anderson.
We ain't doing this.
The enemies within. He's talking about the American people. He's talking about journalists, judges, nonpartisan election officials.
We not doing
He has talked about, as John Kelly has talked about, can he send the military after peaceful protesters? And he's going to sit there unstable, unhinged, plotting his revenge, plotting his retribution.
You can't trick me. She can't trick me, y'all. She cannot trick me. Look at this. Can Democrats really expand the Supreme Court? Can Congress change the number of seats on the high court? Yes. The Constitution leaves this decision to Congress. It says the judicial power of the United States shall be vested in one Supreme Court, and in such inferior court as the Congress may from time to time ordain and establish. And from time to time, Congress has indeed changed the number of justices. It was 6 when Congress passed the first Judiciary Act in 1789, and the number fluctuated in the mid-19th century. But since 1869, the High Court has had 9 justices. Like, nah, bro.
Nah. Creating an enemies list. I'm going to tell you, my list will be a list of how I address and continue to address the issues that you all are raising this afternoon and evening. It will be a to-do list about how we can impact the American people and lift up the American people and address some of the challenges that we continue to face.
I want to get one last questioner in. This is Elkin Pleat. He's a student at Temple University, registered Democrat, leaning towards voting for you, has yet to make up his final decision. Elkin.
Hi. First of all, go Birds. And hi, I'm from Danville, California.
Oh, hi, Elkin.
But my question is, what is the proudest moment of your political career thus far, including when you were the AG?
I don't want to hear that. All right, y'all. Shout out to everybody. Thanks for subscribing. We will be back. I got work later. I work 12 hours a day. I got to go to work at 7. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to everybody that's been subscribing, rocking with me on the channel. This video now has, let me see. Let me tell y'all. It's got 340,000 views. You know what I'm saying? So shout out to y'all for being a part of, you know what I mean? We are making, you know, in my life, my YouTube career, we all making history. We all listening, you know what I mean, and what's going on. We breaking down these videos and trying to see what is the real, you know what I mean? Because you got the ultra left-wing media not telling us the truth, but we did see a couple of things, right? SNL is turning against Kamala Harris. We see CNN is now asking her like serious questions, you know, and she's being like, she's being put through the fire. And going through the fire is not going to do anything but make you stronger. But we see Kamala Harris is not doing well with these. When she's being asked real questions and she's being put to the test, she's not doing well. You know what I'm saying? But I don't know. Y'all tell me what y'all think down in the comment section below. Shout out to Candace Owens. Keep doing your thing. You know what I mean? Your channel is super lit. Shout out to everybody. I'm out. Come rate, subscribe. Let me know what y'all think about that.